right, what up? What up? Welcome to another edition of CTE, aka
Kravis.
I'm already messing up.
Krampus.
The Chris and Travis experience. Yeah, I don't want to be like Joe Rogan. I'm really gonna have to change that.
Yeah,
but,
we got to figure that one
yeah, I'm
out.
gonna figure that out. So this is week 4, episode 4. How you been, Chris?
Man, I've been actually doing really, really well. I had a great weekend,
What you do?
Honestly, nothing.
Oh, yeah.
Bro, it was a great weekend. I relaxed, taught classes, hung out, had family over, came in, Sunday training.
You barbecued?
Nah, I didn't barbecue.
When
I
came
invited
over
you to the cookout.
Oh, no.
Everybody was gone. Everybody was gone. So it was small. It was
The rest
kids-
of TDE probably can't.
Nah, they didn't come down.
It's the week before the battle, man?
That's what I thought. I think they had a training session with Josh at noon. So
okay.
They were like 4 of their kids came down though. Their team dojo kids came over. I had one of my students, and then it was me and Gunner Breed. So we got some rounds in, got some drills in, taught them a couple of interesting fake works. Hopefully I'll see somebody throw it at the battle.
Yes. We're gonna get to the battle coming.
I know. I'm so excited.
This week. A lot of y'all probably
You,
be
sir,
down
you
here.
at home, right?
Yeah, man. I went back to the D. I thought I was gonna have a little bit more time, but I didn't. I was put straight to work Friday and Saturday. I actually got to see a lot of some good juniors. Like I usually don't watch the juniors because to me it's like watching
The amateurs before the professionals.
Well, no, it's more so like all right. Look, first off, y'all gonna hear my voice start cracking because I was judging, I was yelling, and my voice is just now actually coming back. Like Saturday night, I couldn't really talk. But usually I don't watch the juniors because I don't know who's gonna be around
In 3-4 years.
Yeah, when they get to the adults. Like
I don't want to get excited to somebody and then them just fall. Where'd so and so go? I got you.
Yeah, because then it's like, all right, so they were the best 12-year-old intermediate
Kids.
kid. They're like, at that point, it doesn't matter, man.
I mean, it's cool. I want you to develop and I want you to
Yeah.
grow. But when I'm looking at, I got you.
Yeah, so to me, when I started paying attention to kids, the juniors, when they are in the 15 to 17-year-olds.
Yes.
And because usually those are
14, 15, 16, 17. Yeah.
Usually the ones who stick around for the 15 to 17 or 14, 15, when they 15, 16, 17, the later ones, are the ones who are going to actually compete as adults because, once you hit 14, you get to high school, 15, it's all about running around chasing after
Different things. Goals. The goals change.
Yes, yeah,
We'll just
you're
say
thinking about
goals
getting to
change.
college,
Yeah.
And you're thinking about
I gotta pass this test and I gotta study, but then I
that's
want to
what
go
you're
to the
thinking about.
football game with my friends and I gotta, run around and do some things.
But yeah, so a lot of people drop off around that time. So the ones
Absolutely.
who are still around are the ones who I think are going to be okay.
Yeah,
Let's see how good they're going to be in our sport.
Yeah, we were talking earlier. I'm pretty excited about getting to do that 16-17 division.
Are you going to be one of the judges?
Yeah, I got my text for the battle, helping out with judging for a lot of things if I don't compete. I get 18, 29 teams, 8 men's open weight, at least one of the ring.
What time is the
2 o'clock or 2:30, I think. I'll check the text here in a minute, but it's like 2 or 2:30 for teams. And then I think they're doing 30 and over teams right around the same time. They've been starting to get into that a little bit earlier, especially the summer tournaments. That started with the U.S. Open. You got to get there Thursday night because men's team fighting starts at 10 a.m. now or something. So if you got it during the summer months, you can get a couple extra rooms in. That brings in a little more business. Shout out to the promoters that are kind of doing certain things to benefit themselves. Try to slide that down and share some of those benefits with us a little bit, but
they try not to be there until 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, then that's a smart. Well, that's the battle is doing the Friday
yeah.
night fights for like the 3rd year in a row.
Yeah.
Now that Greg and them have taken over, they do the Friday night fighting. They do the set fights. Jim Haymore got a set fight.
Who's he fighting?
I don't even remember to be.
Oh no, it was the kid from Florida, right? Oh man, I'm forgetting.
Brian.
No. It's another kid. I'll think of his name in a minute.
Roland, Christian. I don't know.
It was a different name. It was a different name that I hadn't seen before. It was like it was like with a Z
Why?
or something like that. I don't know.
Wow.
Like,
All right, we'll look it up.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, but that speaks to the promoters of the Battle of Atlanta. Trying to do more fights. They got the set fights with like that hard contact stuff that Ross did
Yeah.
the last 2
Yeah.
years or so.
I'm sure they're flying somebody in from
Yeah. They always
Africa,
have
something
South
like that,
Africa, someone.
yeah.
Yeah. So you got to judge the juniors.
Yeah, so look, the 11 and 12-year-old Larry, when I was there Friday night, shout out to the Texas kids that came up. It was they came out and showed out. Like there was this the school called Alchemy Karate,
Oh yeah.
and they came up, and one of the kids
They fight hard.
yeah, he was smart too, but this
Oh,
kid
okay.
Torres, Isaac Torres, and he came up there and he was fighting this other kid. I can't remember where he was from, and they were doing continuous, and the kid like went in to punch, and he angled and he hit him with the step off hook.
Yeah.
It chin checked him, and the kid dropped.
Ooh.
And so I was like, oh, and then the kid got back up. But when I looked at the kid, the eyes were watery. The kid wanted to cry.
No mas.
Yeah, I'm like, well, I'm like,
You all right, buddy?
so they continued going. But the thing that impressed me the most was Isaac didn't press.
Turned
He
it
turned
down a
it
little
down. He
bit.
just started picking
picking
the
his
kid
shot,
up, boom, boom,
taking.
boom, boom. And it was more than once that the kid tried to do another like type of blitz or something,
Right.
and he stepped off and he didn't throw the kick. He stepped off and the kid just I was
Kinda-
looking like he about to hit him. He didn't do it. I was just like, oh. Now I don't know if his coach had said something in Spanish to him and was like, nah,
Nicen up. Yeah, chill. You
I don't
doing
know,
it.
but he.
But the
kid-
adjustment that he
yeah,
made as
adjustment.
being I'm a little
Yeah,
bit
I'm
better right
than
now,
this kid.
so I'm gonna
chill.
man, that's cool because
Yeah.
you don't see a lot of that stuff no
Yeah.
more. You see NBA games, cats turning it up 50-point wins. That's nice to see a kid with that kind of control.
Yeah, his little sister was a green belt participating in WKC. There is no ranks. There's
Right. Just wait
It's
and
just
go.
weight
Yeah.
and your age. So she was participating, and each time cause on Saturday I was judging for the forums and the fighting. So on Saturday she was in there and she did hers, and by .01 she missed out on like 3 divisions in forums. And then finally in the 4th one she got in and made the team on one of the squads. I think it was the 4th one. It was the 3rd or 4th one. And I was like, okay, I'm happy about it. But she came really close as a green belt,
To making it.
making it.
Man,
But the
that's
black belt
tight.
was just a little bit bigger. She was kind of small, but it was just like, all right, that was nice that she actually got on there. So, but they had a few different kids. Vito brought his kids up. They showed out.
Yeah.
Vito Rodriguez, shout out
Yeah.
to Vito. Vito, killing me while I was judging. Like, when it's one of your people and they know you.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
Trav,
Come
come on. Nah, he touched the
There's
ground.
no way you seen that, bro. There's no way. Yeah.
No, I always say what I'm like, nope, that was in my blind spot. I didn't see that. Like, I can't call that if I don't see it hit. But when he like, Trav, I'm like, yo, all right. But yeah, no. It was pretty dope, man.
Harassing
It was
judges.
interesting.
Hey, listen, don't none of y'all harass me at the battle. I'm giving points to the other side. I'm just letting you know that. Just right off rip. You 1 point over here. I'm just saying, I'm that guy.
But yeah, and I was judging from like
All day?
Oh no, but Friday this was like I think maybe the largest turnout for the Nationals because on Friday it was literally out the door. The
Nice.
registration was literally out the door, and I had to go over there and help register people at the door. Like, all right, look,
Nice.
They were looking for people, and I was like, look, it was about 7 of us in line, just like, all right, come on, next. And we were using the EventX.
Oh,
So we
yeah.
were using their system, and I was like, all right, look, I'm like, all right, here we go, and finally got people in, and we started at like, supposed to start at like 4:30, but we ended up starting at like 5.
Make sure everybody got in and
Yeah.
whatnot. Yeah, man. That's congratulations to Mr. Plowden on growing that organization, the WKC. Man, you just said the largest probably nationals yet. That's awesome. Love seeing people doing new things and different things and succeeding with that. So good job, Mr. Plowden. Much respect.
Yeah, well, it was fun, man. I was the only thing the part that I was disappointed I didn't get to see too much. I didn't get to really see any of the black belt fight. At one point when there was a break, my brother finally showed up, and I was like, "Yo, go record some stuff for me. Hit the camera. Go over there. He's like, what you want to record? I don't care. Record
Anything. Fighting.
Go over there and record some of the people who are fighting. And he was like, all right. So he went over there. So he got some stuff. I think about like 10 videos or something like that.
Okay.
And then I got to look around and see something. But I was so doggone tired. I left before it was actually over with. Like, there was still some stuff going on. I actually, my voice was gone. I was tired. I had a headache.
Needed a sweet tea and a sandwich.
I needed to recoup, man. I was like, oh man, this is a lot, and it was that busy. I was actually proud and happy about it, but took a toll on my body. I'm not young as I used to be. I don't know how y'all do it.
Some of y'all cats do this every weekend still.
Yeah,
man, God love y'all. Shout out. So you said you guys did it with the EventX system. Thoughts? Positives and negatives. There's some good things about the EventX system that I really like. The organization, I don't have to do random shuffles. I don't have to put people like in the Blitz tournament where they had double elimination. They automatically set to the double elimination spot. I didn't have to go back and teach a scorekeeper how to do it. Right. So there's a lot of positives in that. And there are some holdbacks and drawbacks to that. What are your thoughts on some of those things?
Man, look.
We've had conversations before.
All I'm gonna say is, because I'm not mad at the system. I'm not mad at what was the other one that was running around.
Ooh, yeah, I don't remember. I remember there was another one.
There was another one.
Digico or something like that, right? Like Digimon or something.
I honestly can't remember, man. But with me, it's more so. If you know me, you know I'm a developer.
Yes.
So you know that I create this stuff.
Yes.
And probably around 07 or 06 is when I actually created a version of it. But I am a perfectionist to the point where, like, if I don't like it and I see something's wrong, I'm not going to bring it out.
Right,
because I was like, no, it's not right yet. I need it to be perfect.
Right.
I missed out on
the opportunity to be the first.
Being this person out here because other people didn't want to do it because they were afraid of it. They I think the battle had it at one point and it was so slow on their registration. A few years
they
ago.
did that a few. Man, that was rough because the internet and the hotel wasn't doing it. Yeah. So and that's my biggest problem: the gifted and curse of all technology.
That's one of the things I see all the problems before they happen.
Right.
So I see like, all right, I look around and say, all right, the Wi-Fi is not gonna be this good. You gotta the people are gonna have to buy these TVs. They gotta do this. And I'm trying to solve things 5 years in advance as opposed to doing something. So I'm like, oh, it's not ready yet. I can't put it out yet.
Well, in 07, we didn't have the same TVs. Like we didn't listen. You weren't buying them big old.
No. I had a whole setup. Like I don't want to say it because I can still actually do it. But
okay.
I had it set up where you don't need TVs.
Like
you
nice.
Literally don't need TVs. Everybody. You can use your imagination, what I'm saying. You can use something that everybody has, and you see literally everything. Like, you have it there. Like, I have this system that's already kind of in place. I just was like, all right, man.
So you mean to try to tell me if in the next couple of years I want to do a tournament, I can just hire you to bring that out with me, and we can test with that? Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
I just never put it out.
Like, I give you, you know me, I'm down.
It took so long that now the WKC is actually using EventX. Let's just put it that way. Like it could have been this whole thing could have been a completely different thing, but I actually did what was it 20?
You did an event with it.
No. I didn't. Well, I did my uncle's tournament with it one year just as a proof of concept. I went back there and boom, randomize it. Boom, who's fighting who. This does what it does. Blah blah blah.
Man, I bet they was like, "What? I don't gotta draw the card off the floor. I don't gotta draw the number and the X's."
Like they didn't understand. Like it was like, "Wait, what are you trying to do?" I was like, all right,
"Why you want to do a computer?"
It was all kind of stuff. Like but it was me on one laptop. Done. And here's the crazy thing about it. I did it in one night. Like I had the idea for it. I started playing around with the models of it, and then I was like, all right, I think work got crazy or something, or I was training, because I think this is around the time I had got on Paul Mitchell. Okay. So I didn't do it, and I think in the next year, like I was like, I had that idea, and I was like, I just went back, and then it wasn't done. I think I maybe had like 20% done.
Yeah.
And I sat there that night
like a madman.
All right, went in like, all right, use it. Like what? I was like, just never mind. I'll do it.
Get out of the way. Get out of the way.
Talking about, all right, Travis doing some stuff. And I ended up like, all right, ran it. And it's like, okay, this is how to do the black belt division. Boom, boom. Yep, give me all the cards. Everybody who's registered, let me just put this in the system. Blah, 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 for it. And then I had it done. Like 1 year, I just had it. Boom, dropped the stuff off. I'm like, all right, that's who fights who. And it was like, all right,
that's
it
cool.
works. So like, all right, that's kind of cool. But yeah, so it for me, when I see stuff like that, it's always more so me looking at it like, all right, this works good, this works good. I don't like this, and this is the reason why I don't like this because of this. So I see some of the flaws in it as technically,
all right,
but I'm not gonna sit up here and like
blast it.
Yeah.
Because
No,
I mean, it's a good.
It does what it's supposed to do.
Okay.
One of the things that they implemented is the, I guess we'll get into it now, is the new way of
the maximum deviation rule,
Yeah,
the form
man.
scores. Yeah, we yeah.
All right, look.
But you know what the cool thing about I knew we were gonna get into this. The cooler thing about the EventX is you don't have to change your score.
Right.
It automatically
Automatically
deviates it for you. So that was one
Let's
I was
explain
waiting. Okay, so the
something.
maximum deviation rule is you cannot be 2 100ths higher or lower than the center score. So if I give a 2, he gives a 4, the higher judge can't give a 9. It has to come down and it has to be a 6 because it's a 2, a 4, and a 6. Everywhere is within 2 100ths of a point. So you can't have the Russian judge. You can't have the runaway judge. You can't have 992, 992, and then your instructor gives you a 999. That's what that's for. Or you can't have 999, 999, but that's my student in the division. I know you're going to win, so I give you a 990. So they kind of keep it in there so you don't have a runaway judge. Pluses and minuses in that, again, obviously, if I don't think you're a 995, I shouldn't have to give you a 995. But I think what it does is it errs on the safe of caution so that there isn't that one judge that determines a first place to a third place or a third place to the first place with that one score now that we don't have 5 judges and you don't have the throwaways.
But it does.
But
Because
of course it
literally
does.
did this weekend.
I know it does. Now, what they're going to say is all of the things that it saves, all of the ties that it saves, all of the things that it saves, the 1 or 2 that get slipped through the crack where it shifts is worth the entire picture.
But that's what they think. But like, all right, so like from my standpoint, you're literally taking me as a judge out. Like,
Correct.
It's no point in having 3 judges. You might as well just have 1 judge determine
And then kind of give it.
because at that point, like you're having these judges. Like if I think you had like literally what happened this weekend, it was in my ring, the EventX. I don't want to crap on it, but the EventX system failed in some type of a way where because at the WKC, when you're doing forms, you have to do 2 rounds. You do
Right.
one on Friday night and you do one on Saturday. So and they combine the scores and that's and whoever is because you have 3 judges on Friday, 3 completely different judges on Saturday.
Oh, that's dope, by the way.
Yeah.
As a real world championship qualifier, I think that's super dope.
Yeah. So
Yeah. Side note.
right. So
Message.
the next day, this was what happened. The next day, during the 11, 12-year-old, one of the divisions, I can't remember which one it was, but they said, all right, so we did our scores and ran them off, and we went over there, and I saw the scores. They had them up there, and I was like, that's not right. Because I'm looking at the numbers, and like, that's only like 29.97. Like, where are the other
Right.
scores? We've been seeing 59, 58.
Right.
whatever.
Okay.
So I'm like, something's not right. Something's going wrong. Well, what happened was, for some reason, I don't know if the people the day before didn't save it or whatever.
That's probably what happened.
No,
You have to
what happened.
save.
Yeah, something happened, and the scores from the yesterday were not merging with the scores from today, that Saturday.
Okay.
And so as we looked at it, like, all right, we had no idea what to tell. So Ron came over, he started looking at it, and then he took it out. We were like, all right, we're just gonna run another division.
Use pen and
he
paper.
figured out and whatever. I don't know.
Pen and paper work real good.
He had all of the actual
The numbers from
numbers
both. Yeah.
both days, and they like, all right, these are the scores, blah blah, and it ended up being a tie for 3rd place. And so the lady comes, the mom, of course,
Yes.
comes over and
Yes.
she's like, well, hey, something that's not right because my daughter had a higher score than they said that she had from yesterday. She should have .01 higher than what it was. And I was like, what? And I was like, all right. So I looked at it and I was like, well, because we were about to do just a show of hands, run off.
Yeah, show of hands.
And so I was like, well, okay, but you're tied. We can't verify what happened the day before. And then I looked at the score. So basically, what happened again today, that Saturday, she got a bump up on Saturday because of whatever reason. Because of the maximum deviation.
Yeah.
So I think two people had like 29.9, well, I don't know, 9.6, and somebody else she got bumped up to 9.4 or something to that effect. One person bumped her.
Oh, because of that one, and it bumped up, and it shifted her up.
It literally tied her, and now she's saying that she needed another bump
from the last day,
from the day before.
Okay.
And so now she's arguing with it, and I was like, you know what? I don't care. Like, look, because the system messed up, and to be honest with you, if we ran it again, chances are her daughter was going to lose because the other girl
was nice.
Okay. Would have won. That's one thing. Number two, I remember I mentioned that the Torres, the young girl, missed out on .01.
Right.
She was the girl on the outside
of that tie.
Of that tie. So what would have happened was, if it really was, if the maximum deviation didn't happen, she would have been
bumped out, and then she would have been up.
No, they would have been tied. Her and the other girl would have been tied for fourth.
Oh.
And it was. I honestly I can't think of who would have been a more
Right.
But chances are she might have missed out completely because of the .01 maximum.
The deviation. Okay.
So it really saved her, and I always looked at it as more so not that. I've never been the type of person that thinks that the judge, especially when it's five judges, when you're throwing out the high and the low.
Listen, there's 5 judges. There doesn't need to be a deviation of any kind because you already throw out the high and the low for the one who loves you and the one who hates you.
So when it comes down to the three,
Five
you got
judges.
3 judges, and it's like you got regular, just 3 judges, and now you're doing the maximum. I'm like, you're literally taking the judges down, like especially if you had to come down from. You think they were the best?
I thought they were a 9, and I gotta give them a 7.
Give
Yes,
them a 6. Like
because you thought they were a 3. Like that's
both of y'all had 5s, and I put a 9, and now I got to come down to a 7 because just so I can be in here, and literally those .02 points it
does. It really, it does.
Now you're saying that you're also now I've turned around and gave somebody else a 29.98. And I don't think that they were better than the other person, and I don't think they were tied with this third person. So it's like you really taking the judging
out of
the sport.
Well,
and I see what everybody's looking at. Everybody's worried about. To me, it's like
what it looks like, man.
I know, but you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of, if we get into politics a little bit, everybody's worried about tampering with the voting and stuff, like the people fraud and like doing somebody coming
extra votes and double states,
and it's so small that it never really actually happens. But what ends up happening is, I'm not saying
it happens, but the percentage of people who do it to that happen,
it's so small that it's like, okay. Because number one, number two, if you have somebody who's judging and you know that person is related or in some way, shape, or form to somebody who's in the division,
ask him to step out.
Like,
ask him to step out.
Like,
no, I'm 100%. I'm the judge that goes, hey, I have a teammate in this division.
Right.
I will step out now, or you guys tell me that you don't care. I'm not going to judge anybody because I don't care, but I ask that question, same thing. So I get that. I've seen a couple of cases like that with the deviation rule. When they first tried to explain it to me, I was like, that's dumb. Now, what I'm looking at it as, what I think everyone has to look at it as, who's the easier for? Judges and promoters. It makes there less arguing, less tying, less this, less that. And the one or the few people that do, it happens to run them on the short end of the stick. Most of the time, they're not going to complain as much because of, look, it's right there on the computer. You can see why it happened. You can see this and that. Whether it be right or wrong, it's the easier thing. It's easier to push them in and out. But that goes back to, if you trained the judges and had them understand what they were judging, there wouldn't be such a huge discrepancy. There might be, I liked that form better than that form, so you gave them a 9 and I gave them an 8, and then we switched because I like this form better than that form, or I like the yell better than the yell, or whatever.
So let me ask you this.
Okay.
judging soft style forms.
Yes.
Most of the people who are at open tournaments have no idea
None
how
whatsoever.
to judge a soft style form. How do you rectify that situation? Because if you really think about it, you would need some people there. If you're gonna have a soft style division, you need some people who are gonna be able to be soft style judges. How do you get soft style people to come to your event in order to judge, basically?
Obviously, it's a complicated thing. You got to promote that. You got to let them know that we have a division dedicated for you. We don't only have that division as a black belt division. We're offering some of these divisions as side divisions in regular. So you offer traditional. And, in youth, I know this is a big topic on the youth forms parents. There's Korean versus Japanese versus soft style. The kids who train Korean aren't going to be able to do the Korean forms and beat the Japanese kids just because of the stances, the power, and the yells. So you have Korean kids watching YouTube, learning a Japanese form and going and doing that. It's the same as the judges. They don't know what they're looking at. We talked about this last time when we talked about judges. I love Dennis Brown, and he's been doing karate tournaments long enough that he knows the difference. But he's a soft stylist. What is he doing in the Japanese division? I'm a Japanese stylist. I've done enough Korean that I can know the differences in the stances, but I can't accurately judge a soft style. So again, you have to get out, you have to promote into these schools. Hey guys, we're going to be running a soft style division for all ranks. We would love to invite you in your school. If you can bring me 5 kids, I'll, cut you a 10% deal. Okay, they have to start reaching out. They have to start reaching out and offering. Why would I go? I want you to go because I want you to promote your style. I want you to bring your people in, and I'm going to do something for you when you come in with me. But that's I scratch your back, you scratch mine kind of ordeal, and I don't know if we're really there yet with the majority of the promoters.
How many? Well, that's one interesting thing I always look at as far as this soft style, because if you mentioned Dennis Brown, but on Sundays he has the China Open.
Boy, listen, and they come out.
They
come out. That's an awesome spectacle to watch. If you've never stayed at DC to watch the China Open on Sunday, man, open your eyes, and that is a wonderful thing. But yeah, it has to be specific to it. How many other soft stylists are there?
That's what I'm saying.
You don't really know. Other than the Kempo, which, depending on if you do Ed Parker is, because it's American Kempo, but it comes off like Kaju Kempo, which is Polynesian.
See, I know nothing.
That's why we talked about a little while ago, they had that division, the Kempo division. They wanted to include Kempo stylists in forms that don't get a fair shake in Japanese or Okinawan because they're neither. So they used to do soft style.
The Reyes are
David Bostantine and Claire. Okay. They're the Studio Unis. I think they're a Serio Kempo, not a Parker stuff. Nick Serio.
Oh,
not cereal, man. It ain't Fruit Loops, bro. Nick Serio Kempo. I think I'm not 100% sure. I'm pretty sure Don Rodriguez is a Kempo in that family. That's Serio. I know a lot of New England does a lot of Kempo. They predominantly fight. That's where you don't see a lot of Kempo forms. Also, they used to be the Kempo forms used to be in soft style division. You'd see them doing long 3 against Ming Lu. But then again, how do you judge Kempo to Ming Lu? You don't. First off, you don't judge many soft stylists to get Ming Lu.
No.
And if you don't know who that is, please YouTube Ming Lu, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay. So
you're gonna have to entice them. It's just like anything else. How does McDonald's sell hamburgers? They make you want them. They make them affordable, and then you buy them.
Well, we're getting away from affordable as it comes to martial arts events.
Well, again, that's where you have to bring it back. I mean, how hard would it be to give one person in every division, the first place person, that division for free? Remember when they used to do that for us?
Say what?
Do you remember that? NASCA used to do, if you were first place in your division,
they
would give you that division free. You had to pay for all the other divisions you did, but whatever division you were seated number 1 in, they gave you didn't pay for that because you were the number 1 seed. That's how we kept you coming to our events. That's how you got everybody else. Oh, you want to be number 1 seed? You want to come for free? Win.
Well, see, I never registered with NASCA, so I never knew.
I only did that as a junior.
No. I never knew any of that stuff. I just showed up and I was like, all right.
I registered as a junior, I think 95, 96 or some nonsense. But yeah, so I remember, and even before then, I remember if you were, you won first place in your division, you were the number one seed, you got first. Yes.
In the 90s, Jeff hit us up and said Gasper was the junior that I was thinking about.
Oh yeah.
Gasper was the
okay.
junior
Yeah.
I was like, wait, I know it's something that, of course, the historian.
Yeah.
Sushi dropped some knowledge and threw it out. Yeah.
That's cool because we always got old heads on there like that. Jeff Jeff, we ain't old, man, but we've been around it long enough that we're old.
Jeff know he old too.
That's my dude.
Let's see. We already talked about the Battle of Atlanta. Oh, well, we kind of just brushed over the battle. You got any Battle of Atlanta stories?
I got a ton of Battle of Atlanta stories
that you want to talk about. And it's not going to hurt your standing as a good, upstanding citizen of Roswell.
Because the first story I was about to say is not upstanding. It was the brawl at the battle, like 02.
I see. I didn't go there.
Oh man, it was Double Dose and Kodak. Oh man.
Wait. Double Dose versus Kodak, and they got into it
in division. Yeah.
Weren't they both on victory?
Yeah, but Kodak was on pro rank.
Oh, wait, what?
Kodak. This was pro rank. So it was pro rank, and they were just with Ninja University with Eugene and them. So it was oh my God, it was Dose, Rock.
But all the nicknames
and Ninja.
New Jersey cats.
I just, we ain't giving out governments, just saying. That's Ninja, Rock, and Dose. Yeah, mine wasn't there. And yeah, they just got, I had just lost to Dose by 1 in the division, and Kodak was fighting next, and they had just kind of started going into it. Kodak hit Dose late, Dose hit Kodak late, and then out of nowhere, somebody from the crowd just came in and just hit somebody out of nowhere from the side with no gear on, and everything went buck wild. Everything went crazy. Chairs were being flown. The things were getting knocked over. People were running out in the front. There was a fight in the lobby. I happened to get hit in the head with a 10th Planet weaponry bow, and then there was some things happening, and it was crazy. This was absolutely bananas. I remember Lee and Gregory being there screaming and yelling because Spencer was there getting, this was a nuts story. I could go into all the details, but there's not enough time for all that and not enough laughs. Wow. But there was a Royal Rumble. The lady from no, it was not 10th Planet. I apologize. It was Go Shikata. It was the Cole Eckert and them. His grandma got pushed over in the middle of the tussle. That's how the bow got knocked out. That's how somebody with long dreadlocks who looked like Little John for a second hit me in the head with a bow, Rock.
Did he hit you? What were you doing?
I was just trying to clear people out. And I was not swinging. Bro, I was not swinging. You can check the videos. I mean, I might have after I got hit, but not before I got hit, I was just trying to clear somebody out of there because they
just came through and was like, yo.
No, he was swinging. No, he was trying to aim for the dude that I was trying to hey, come on, get out of here. Clank. Oh, hey, mother. Why you hit me? You hit me because you hit me. Oh, all right, man, we cool. And then we sat down, and that was the end of that. And then the security came over and was like, them two. We're like, we fought each other? Like, what are you talking about? We're cool. Like, we're buddies. I don't know what happened. We were just involved in the tussle. All right, y'all can go. Sweet.
So basically, you guys got racially profiled.
He got racially profiled. I just was next to him. I did have a do-rag on, so I probably fit another minority description. But yeah, it was definitely one of those. Remembering other battle stories, remember the Atomics Challenge?
This is exactly why Joe Corley sold the Battle of Atlanta.
No, it's not.
You guys.
No, it's not. No. Don't let him do that to you. Don't let him put the shades of nonsense in front of your eyes, bro. There was a whole lot. That's another story from the Battle of Atlanta that is not a good story. You should have paid people, and I said it as a joke the day it happened. Shouldn't you give the fighters the cash and the forms guys the checks just in case anything bounces? Ha, that'll never happen. $3,000 later bounced out of my account. 2009, The only check that cleared was the PKA challenge that Ringstar wrote the check for. All the other checks that went through Battle of Atlanta did not go through. That was the year everybody was owed money, and I believe the tournament was forced to be sold the very next year because somebody had to pay me all my money in Miami. One of the NASCA people, all the board of directors all pitched in, and they all covered and paid everyone. It was thousands of dollars for some of us. That's my least favorite Battle of Atlanta story. I mean, we can go back to 93, 92, 91 when it was in the Georgia Dome in the beginning of the year. Outside, it was Freaknik. Those were good years. My dude.
I never really got out the Midwest until I got to be an adult. So everybody else, man, y'all heard all the. I'm like, yo. As I went was Kentucky.
Kentucky, yeah. Well, that was again
somewhere I can drive to, and that's where I would. That's why I could ride.
Well, I understand that. Being a Florida kid, I could do Florida, Battle, Kentucky, and that's where I stayed.
Yeah, Ski and them, they drove down one year for the Battle, and they came back with stories because it was during Freaknik.
Yeah.
And they were like,
we didn't go to the tournament. We had to walk from one hotel to the Omni, and we seen what was going on. We didn't go inside.
Yeah. See, like I wish I would have been down there like that, but no. I didn't partake in that.
Nah. Those Battle of Atlantas were absolutely crazy. There was it was in almost every hotel in downtown Atlanta, the Marriott, the Hilton, the whatever, the DoubleTree, the Holiday, all of them. I remember one year the underbelts were down in the basement in the concrete, and there was like broken glass on the ground. It's still not as bad as Madison Square Garden, Empire State Nationals. We'll stick to the Battle first, then we'll come back to that. Battle's got some awesome stories. They did a crazy, one of the craziest things, where they did the Atomics Challenge, and they did that octagon ring with the ropes and stuff. Gary Waugh was doing his bow form and did a beat twist and got stuck in the ring ropes doing a beat twist. They tried to like get him out of the ring. One of the years, dudes were doing team forms with flying commas, and they used live blades, and a dude got a nick on his cheek, another dude got a nick on his leg, and on his neck, and another dude got a nick on his leg, and you could see him leaking out. Like, yo, man, I've seen some crazy stories. The Circus Brothers, the Black Circus family, from years ago, the one dude went to the U.S. Wushu trials and killed it, but they first performed there. It was like the two brothers and a sister, real big guy, smaller guy, and the chick that was like a contortionist. They used to do the poles and they bing each other. Man, they had some crazy stuff at this Battle of Atlanta. Lee Barden used to do the nunchucks with the glow lights. Yeah, I miss that dude. God rest your soul, Lee. Man, that dude. Now, talk about nunchuckers. Manipulations with the nunchucks. Don't nobody do it like that. Yeah, Matt's nice, but like hand rolls, finger rolls. The other Lee with the things blowing up gang signs with the nunchucks, making beats on a bag. Listen, my man. Okay, we talked about last week that there used to be a rule book, the TKU rule book. Man, this guy Lee Barden, Black and Blue Productions, on our breaks would take his nunchucks and hit one of the Wave Master bags, the old ones that hung up that had the wave core, and would make a beat with the nunchucks and spin them and flip them. And man, y'all don't know about this dude. Go to Black and Blue, Wally, shout out to Wally, get the video and watch the chucks. That's where you're gonna find Best of Tournament Fighting 1, 2, 5, and you're gonna see all these videos from Battle of Atlanta. 1993, Georgia Dome, DKT Force 1, Metro All-Stars. Ibby, Shaw, and Hakeem, Mike, Calvin, and Chris McBride. That's when Chris McBride pump kicked, Shaw fell off the stage, they jumped up, and everybody cleared out. First time I met Chuck Norris.
They had some people in there. And
there was a whole ring. Everybody jumped in the ring, and all you saw was fists flying in the middle of the ring.
And had money in the crowd, and that messed up a lot of stuff.
Oh man, they had a lot of money in the crowd. That was the first time I ever met Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris was at the Battle of Atlanta as a kid, 93. Oh my God, Walker Texas Ranger, sidekicks, man. You know, yeah, I get the Walker Texas Ranger. I'm that guy. So you know, with the kicks, but like, man, Battle's got.
You were Walker, Texas Ranger?
No, but everybody said, "Oh, Chris Walker, Texas Ranger."
Oh.
Well, that's what I get. My name is Walker, Texas Ranger, the karate guy. You know, come on, man.
Yeah, that's kind of corny.
It's super corny, bro. But listen, I was the karate kid with the last name Walker. What are you gonna do? Eyes of the Ranger are upon you.
What,
That's the theme song, bro. Chuck Norris was a singer.
I
You
never
know about
watched
that?
it. Never watched it. Never watched it. I never watched Walker, Texas Ranger. It never appealed to me.
You're not missing
watch
nothing.
Walker,
You ain't missing
Texas
nothing.
Ranger.
I had to do it because I'm a Walker, man. Like I had to watch it.
I mean, but you were
I mean,
in
Chuck's
Florida
dope.
where they like to wear cowboy hats and stuff like that. So
Parts of Florida, man. You got to remember, parts of Florida is like parts of the U.S.
yeah, I get that, but yeah,
in Central America.
I'm just saying. Like,
You got to go to like Ocala and Gainesville to get the hats on.
oh well, how far you weren't far from Gainesville, were you?
2 hours.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
That's completely across the state.
Yeah,
I'm on the East Coast. We're beach bums.
I thought okay. I thought Gainesville was up north, like.
2 hours northeast, like from where I go, you got to ride the turnpike, like you're going to 75 and heading down from Orlando. You got to hit that.
Okay.
But it's I mean, it's all right. But Battle's got a lot of stories. Like I said, they used to do the Atomics Challenge. I did all kinds of stuff. Battle was good. I won my first heavyweight super fight at 2009 when they brought back the Extreme Warrior Challenge.
Heavyweight super fight.
I won 150 to 159 lightweight division, and then I fought 200 plus super fights. I don't know. They let me do it. They let me do it.
Sometimes I look at our sport like, what
Come on, what kind of rules is y'all doing? Like, it was Hennessy, Ben Stewart, Sheldon Ray, Ross, like Cass Sigmund, and Chris Walker. I mean, you know, it is what it is. Like, I mean, it's like, but that's back in the day when we used to have an overall grand. It didn't matter if you were lightweight, middleweight, heavyweight.
Yeah, that's true.
But in the history of our sport, how many lightweights won overall grands when it was everybody? I can name probably 5.
I can only name like 3.
Who you got? Tony?
Yeah.
Pedro. Robbie won a couple.
K.A.
You already know K.A. Raymond won a couple as a lightweight.
Okay, all right.
You know,
155.
155.
I didn't really. I mean, yeah,
Jason as a middleweight, light
really
middleweight,
think about
160,
Ray as being a
69.
lightweight, but yes, he was a lightweight back then, winning overalls. But yeah.
I think Manny Jr. was a super lightweight. I won a few. Not too many though. I'm not sure if Hamed ever got one.
Overall, I don't think. I think he only got super fights. I don't think he got. Oh,
I don't know though.
Overall.
I don't know. I know Ryan McGriff did.
What? Where?
Quebec.
Wow.
It was him and 2 other teammates in the finals, and
Oh, he bowed out.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
I
But he
said,
got one.
wait.
Hey, he got one.
Oh, okay.
You know.
I did not see that.
I remember that. Like what? He what? Huh?
See, I don't know.
He beat Grenier. Like that was kind of like one of them joints.
I thought about somebody. I don't know what he was weighing. I don't know what he weighed because I wasn't there.
Who?
Kodak.
What?
When he won
When he won a diamond, I think.
Was he middle? Was he light middle?
I think he won it as the 30 and over seed, and he won 30 and over lightweight, which had to win 30 and over grands, and that's when they could bring light, middle, heavy, and 30 and over, and that was the 4 for the stack, and he beat Zolt for that. So right. I think he was 30 and over lightweight.
30 and over? Okay.
I know he was 30 and over, but because he would have been middleweight with Zolt. That would have been light, middle, and middle, so he'd have been in that division with them because knowing his weight. So. Okay. He'd either been 60 to 69 or 70 to 79 at that time.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a good win.
Ski.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Ski's dope. Ski's a dope fighter. I'm sure there's a couple of them. You know what I mean? Here and there with some of them.
Willie.
Yeah, Willie got super grand wins,
right.
Lightweight super grand wins, like. And you'll see them a little bit more, I think, in the NBL than you do because they do all the go at a flyweight or whatever, right? 125. I mean, like
they had their moment though.
Man,
they did.
They did.
End of the '90s, early 2000s, they had their moment, and then it just been a slow death.
Yes. You know, I mean, the most recent big split was with Mr. Plowden when they went and shifted off to the WSKF.
Oh well,
That was like
I had
one
that
of the nails in the
conversation.
coffins.
I had that conversation. I was like, yeah, you did. I mean,
You partly did that.
You killed him. He was like, no, I didn't. He was voice. He was how. I was like, but
No,
look, I said,
you
but
split off, and who did you bring with you? What
Yeah,
tournaments did you
took-
bring with
took
you?
the big ones.
And then you took the big ones, and then when after
They
they
were
realized,
limping
okay, well this
on.
isn't going to work, we're definitely not going back over here. A couple of them went, ooh, can we go to you guys?
They
Amerikick,
limped on. They limped on.
Amerikick, aka,
They limped on. They just let out slow.
yeah, and I don't even know. I know Corky's got his
But I mean,
Survivor coming up.
At the
but,
end of the day, it is Boyce's fault. But
well,
I mean, let's be honest. Like nobody wants to work with Boyce. Like
Nope.
he's too weird.
him, he's too
Like,
boys.
Too Boyce. Like
Yeah.
that's the perfect way. He's too much of a Boyce. And,
I don't know anybody by the name of Boyce. Like that's like so weird.
No,
But you know, if it's him.
Boyce Slidell. All right, man. Like,
So, what are your favorite stories from the battle? You got any?
I don't have any favorite.
Jotty versus Trevor. That was a cool one.
I mean, you're bad, but I'm trying to think of what I was actually there for.
Oh, okay.
And from when I've been there, it's never been like when I was fighting at the battle. It was during the down years, like when they started dying.
Yeah.
It was like what? Like I remember I went one year and I was talking about the registration.
506, 07. Yeah.
It's like oh what? No, I'm like I can see why nobody comes here anymore. I'm gonna stop coming. Like it's just no point in coming here.
Yeah. Battle was one of the top 3-4 tournaments on the NASCAR circuit. I mean, when I was a kid, you looked at it, U.S. Open, Diamonds, Kentucky, and Battle. I mean, those are really the four.
Everything else was kind of like just,
all right. New England, Ocean States competes. Mile High Classic was kind of cool back in the day, and that kind of just went out. Stephen Oliver,
but Charlie Lee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rolex. World Series of Martial Arts.
Yeah, that one.
That was a dope tournament.
But yeah. So I ain't really had too many Battle Atlanta. Most of my memories from Battle Atlanta is coming by and watching everybody talking junk. I'm like, yeah, what's up, everybody?
All right, so
for the most part,
I saved the best for last.
Okay.
I was in the ring, fighting in the division. The best moment, probably as a sport karate fighter in the Battle of Atlanta history, the infamous Kim Do Webster on your man's face. I was sitting at the ring. I think I'm in that video going, oh, like that was the Battle of Atlanta.
Oh, you know what? I just
that.
thought about
Okay, go ahead.
I just thought about my favorite Battle of Atlanta. I can't believe I forgot this. Is 07 Battle of Atlanta. I come down here and set this up. 07 Kentucky. I go, and I think this is me coming back from one of my 20 hiatus from karate. And I go to Kentucky and team fights, and I get smoked by this young cat who just came out a couple years ago, or maybe like a year or two ago. His name was Ross Levine. He smoked me. And I was like, what the heck? So I'm like, all right. So I go down to the battle, and I hit up Ski and Jermon. I was like, yo, I want to go drive. I'm going to drive this battle. I want to go to the battle. And he was like, all right, we'll ride with you. So we drive down all night, get here, and then we do team fights. I don't know which one got us in the hole against Straight Up. Was it against Straight Up? Yes, it was against Straight Up. Got us in the hole against Straight Up by like 7. Yeah, so I'm going into the last match. Like, all right, fine. I had to fight Shane Baker. Killed Shane. I beat him by like 11.
I seen that fight.
Yeah,
I wasn't there that year, but I seen that fight.
All right, so then the next fight, we're down against CJB by like 9. No, I'll take it back. We were down straight up by 9, and then we were down by 7 by
or so.
CJB.
Okay.
And I beat Ross by like 9 or 10 points. And then then all of a sudden they messed my mojo up. They said, you know what?
You go first?
No, they said that's all right, everybody. No, this is gonna be the last match. It's us versus Paul Mental. They say, no, let's take it to the stage. I'm like, nah, we good right here, let's go. So they're like, no, we're gonna take it to the stage. So they took us to this not the next night.
They just changed the ring, changed the judges, moved you over to another.
to the stage. I'm like, all right. So then we get down.
This is not the first time this done happened.
We got down by like 2 or 3. So I'm like, all right, we got this. And I got Alex, and I could see Damon and I'm talking to him like, and Alex getting pumped. I was like, all right, whatever. All right, I'm gonna beat you. And so I get out there, and all Alex did was literally ride my hip, put a sidekick on my hip the whole fight. And I was
shout out Florida fighters.
I was like, what the heck?
Hit him on the hip.
Put
it on his hip.
And and we ended up losing by 1. And he just moved, sidekick. I was like, what the heck is happening right now?
Florida.
So,
basics.
But
yeah, that sucks though.
So mad. Like, I was like, because I think the first 3, I didn't want to. I was like, all right, now I'm starting to move. Like,
all right, yeah.
This dude, man. So I was so heated, but because of that, after that fight, that run, CJB, straight up, Paul Mitchell, Victory, all called my uncle. They didn't talk to me. They all called my uncle and said, we want Travis on the squad. And then my uncle it was like, what just happened down there? I was like, we lost.
Right, because we didn't win. We lost.
Oh, we lost. He was like, all right, but I'm getting calls about people want to put you on the squad. I was like, well, you pick. Whoever you pick, I go with. All right, you just filter it out, get the best deal, and I'll fight with whoever. So that will, I guess, and then I ended up losing to Joey Green off. I was like, yo, what? I never lost to Joey. And so I ended up losing to Joey at the battle in Division. And I was like, what just happened? What in the world just happened to me? Like, this is just insane to me.
You catch you with that ugly sidekick? That really strong sidekick that he got, though? He had a strong sidekick.
With Joey?
Yeah. I didn't think it was that nice.
Joey,
was Joey on Paul Mitchell or was Joey on straight up? Joey was on Paul Mitchell. Yeah.
But the problem was, the thing was, Joey was really motivated to beat me, and I took it for granted.
Yeah. Okay.
That's literally what happened.
No.
Because I went in there like, all right, I've beaten Joey like 4 or 5 times straight. Like, he's never beaten me. Whatever. I'm just going to
go do work. Boom, boom, boom. Here we go.
Oh, like two sidekicks or something like that, and then
like, oh crap! Now I got to actually like cut an angle and fight.
2-way sidekicks. So he was up by 4. So I'm like, yo, all right, look, and he's.
So we still advocating for those 2-point sidekicks?
Nah, man.
One all day.
I'm a 1-point sidekick.
I'm a 1-point sidekick person as well. That was nice to see in the Blitz. We did the 1-point sidekicks. Now, while we're on that subject, are you a fan of the 3 points for the spin kicks to the head for rewarding extras, or just anything is 2?
I don't mind the 3-point. The 3-point kick, I don't mind it. I don't particularly care for if you throw it and you falling all over the place and it looks like you just throwing some crap. But like, if you get hit with a tornado kick, you deserve to lose 3 points. Put that out. If somebody jumps in front of you, spins, and then comes back around with that leg and smacks you with it, you lose. You deserve to get 3 points.
I ain't mad at that. I ain't mad at it. Now, here's the question: what if somebody hits somebody with a cheat 720 punch? Is that still 1 point, or is that excessive contact?
No, it's not excessive contact, but I will say you do need to get an extra point for that. But I take that. That brings me to the Arnold Classic in the 90s. Arnold Schwarzenegger had a bodybuilding thing. And they used to have fights. And they had 2-point reverse punches.
What?
They had 2-point reverse punches.
Come on, man. You're not serious on this, are you?
Lying. No, because this is a story that runs in our karate school. It's just, one of our students named Mike Marshall. He was one of the most talented kids that we had. And whoever it was, I've never, swear to God, John Sharkey was the center ref, right? This is the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. So he's, the kid starts kicking at Mike. Mike literally switches feet, grabs him, bodies the kid, right? Boom! The kid drops. Right? Sharky starts to call the point. Judges, call. And you hear the father or whoever like, he's dying, bro. He comes from the barrier, throws the barrier up, comes like, he's dying. And Sharky just looks at him. Will you get him? I've never seen Sharky yet. Will you get him, nigga? I was crying. We were just like, oh, because you know we kids, we were like 14, 15, so everything's funny. But this was
Hey, he said he's dying.
dying.
I'm sorry. I'm laughing right now. Oh my god. Oh my god. I don't know what I would have done if I'd have heard that he's dying.
Man, we were cracking. I was dying laughing because he was like, ah. We were like, oh my god. Get him. What?
And Mr. Sharky, Mr. Sharky's so like calm and so calm, nice. Man. Like,
bro, I literally got tears in my eyes right now. Like,
oh my god! Now I want someone on the sideline, Karate Kid. Get him a body bag.
Right? Oh, we were talking up laughing, saying all kind of stuff. And Mike got 2 points because he reverse punched the kid and dropped him. Like, yo, that was the craziest thing.
Man, why can't those tournaments be around, man? That's like my favorite.
It was just
sudden victory, next point wins. You already know.
Ooh,
I know what you gonna do.
Nobody else on our squad got the 2-point reverse point. We were trying hard. Nobody. Mike just went. Bow! I was like, oh.
Oh my god, that's fantastic.
He's dying.
He's dying. Oh my god. Oh my god. You need that Tito Ortiz in that joint. Start patting.
He can't breathe. He's dying.
Oh my god! Stop it! I got tears in my eyes right now. That's good stuff. Sharky
to be the one center. Like, you get him.
I don't think I've ever heard Mr. Sharky raise his voice.
That's why I still never heard. I barely hear him talk. It's like, yo, wait, what?
He's on him quiet.
Oh my god, that was so hilarious.
Oh. We is really in tears over here.
Yes, that was hilarious. Oh, sorry if whoever that kid was, if you watching this. Right?
He needed to do some abs for them pose-offs of that Arnold. Yeah. He said it's the Arnold Classic too, because that's fun. Yeah, because the Arnold Classic used to be
Arnold
big.
Classic, yeah.
They still have the Arnold Classic. They just don't do the karate's part of it anymore.
Yeah.
I know there's some Europas, some of the Europa games that does all that stuff. They bring in the CrossFit games. They bring in karate tournaments. They're doing
Bill Viola.
Yeah. Kumite. Yeah, what he still does. Wow. Last time I went to Kumite, a little while ago. They did that 10K Kids Challenge, or the state versus state, that 10K challenge. That was the last time I did that.
2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah, maybe something like that.
I know they did the same year I did my event.
Yeah. It was the same year you did yours. So that was the last time that was the first time I'd ever been to Pittsburgh. No, second time I'd ever been to Pittsburgh.
I used to go to Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh was cool. I like Bill Viola. I like him. He's a good dude.
They were there. He had a squad.
Yeah. I saw that. I saw Richie Everidge squad there. I saw the Williams family from TCK up there, Akin, and then Keel, and
I didn't get to see anybody fight, man. Like I saw them like, hey, they were standing there like, what up,
what up, man? Holler at me when you done judging.
Right. I was like, I'm out of here. Go lay down.
Yeah, I'm gonna holler at you real quick. Shout out on Facebook.
Right.
Like. Congratulations, you made the squad. Like.
Congratulations to Anthony Merrick's for winning
overall, on Sunday.
At the Great Lake Open out there, yeah. Shout out to him.
Yeah, he fought Kev, right?
No, he fought Jermon.
Oh, he fought Jermon?
He fought Jermon I don't know if he fought Kev earlier. But I know he beat Chris Gorham.
Okay.
And I don't know who. I think Jermon fought the 30 and over. I don't know. I have no idea. I didn't even ask. Like, I wasn't there, so I have no idea. But I asked Jay, I was like, yo, who won? Who did Anthony beat? He was like, beat me for the final. I was like, okay, all right. And I just left it at that. But because I remember Jermon had mentioned he was going to fight 30 and over. And
sounds about right.
I was trying to figure out how come he didn't do. I was like, you 35 now, so why didn't you
do WKC and 35 over?
35 and do 18. He's like, nah, I'm not going to do it. I'm like, I get it. Why don't you do it, brother? Go ahead and do it.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Oh, Jesus.
He's dying.
Oh man, listen! Don't let anybody get dropped with a side kick or a reverse punch this weekend at the battle. I'll be a judge and be like, he's dying. I'm gonna get one of my parents to start yelling it. Oh my god! Here's Jamal's texting me now. He's talking about he wants to train tomorrow.
Oh yeah, okay. the week of the tournament, he's like, "Yeah, I need to train."
I mean, I'm not satisfied with what happened last week, so
Oh, great.
That's funny.
All right.
Oh, jeez.
All right. All right. Let's go to the next topic.
Which one you want to do? You got the forums joint. You want to shout out your man's on his new place in life. You cool.
Shout out to you for your engagement. Congratulations.
Congratulations, brother. Get ready to join the squad.
I'm about to ask you, how did you do it? How did you do your engagement? You just like, yo, hey.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, it was bad. I had a good story, and I was gonna have a really nice. I brought my girl at the time, now my wife. I brought her to Ireland with us. We stayed a few extra days. We drove over to the Cliffs of Moher. You all right? Come on, man. Listen, now I'm a bad dude. I didn't do it there because on our way from the car up to the cliffs, I counted 5 engagements, 5 dropped to the knees on my way out there. And I saw 5 other people asking their girls to marry them. I'm one of them dudes. Don't be cliche.
Yeah.
Don't do, like, I literally just saw that. I didn't have anything planned out. I didn't have anything planned out for no pictures.
Did you clown the people? Like, look at them all.
No, heck no. Because I had the ring in my pocket. Because the first one I saw, I was like, my wife's like, oh, isn't that sweet? So, I'm like, yeah, it is. That's awesome, man. I wish I was that thoughtful and that kind to be able to do some stuff like that. Just playing it off, and then another one, and then another one, and then another one, and then we walk over, then there's a gazebo, and then there's another one where this dude had like like doves and like the white doves and like the candles, and my man's had like the videographer out there and surprised her, and the family was there. Bro, how you go? Well, I can't compete with that right there. Just hey,
He just stunning on
hey, you want to, what I'm saying? So like later on, we were at the house and we were packing up to move to California.
So you didn't do it in Ireland?
No, I didn't do it in Ireland. I didn't even wait to do it at a different place because in my mind it already got shut down because I had just witnessed 5 or 6 people proposing like in the same day. Like there's nothing special about that. There's no extra things about that. Now I'm thinking like as a dude logically. If any woman watching this like, you stupid. Yes, I was. I should have done it right then and there and should have been like, you know what, it is sweet, and I would like to be the next to do the same thing. But I didn't do that. I picked a fight at our house and was like, hey, we're moving, we're in dirty basketball shorts and tank tops, like, hey, you want to get married? And I got, really? That's how you're going to ask me?
Like, well,
yes or no? Like, dang, inquiring minds want to know. Of course, now you say yes, and I got kids, and but yeah, I didn't have a good story. Like I really don't got a good story. Yeah, you got a good story?
I do, and it's a whole long thing. And I'm gonna say this right now. The next one is like, yo, if I ever do it again, I'm just gonna say
we're gonna justice of the peace.
It's gonna be like, yo, look in that bag right there. I got something for you. You mind wearing that?
Left,
like rest of your life. Yeah,
left finger. Left finger.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
You wanna do that? All right. That's pretty much how it's gonna go. Like,
nah, man, you gotta go old school. You gotta write the notes. Circle yes, check yes, check no.
See, all right, look, my way I did it last time, I had that. I did all that craziness. Like I did, like I would get, I got like cards, like Hallmark cards, all throughout the year, and just kept giving them with riddles at the end of them.
Oh, okay.
And at the end of them, they spelled out either a number or a letter, and in that particular order, it came with a number, came with a letter, and it spelled out her first name, my last name, and then I had a whole video. I went to her dad and recorded the video, came back all in the same day because her dad can't keep a secret. It was a whole thing. I recorded the whole thing, like it was a whole production, man. Now I'm like, yo, I feel sorry for the next person because you ain't getting that much effort. It's just not gonna happen. Sorry. You want to do this thing?
Listen, we approaching 40. You ready to go or what?
You ready? You about ready for this? You sure? All right.
You ain't hit no I want to be your man. Like,
no, all that stuff is going out the window, man. Like, all my creativity is gone. It's
I use that on my youth.
Yeah, exactly. That was a decade ago. That's not happening again.
There ain't no extras no more.
I'm going to have to find somebody who's already been through all the hoopla and don't need it again.
Man, we getting cats getting married, cats having babies, man. Good stuff, you cool. That's a young man stepping up and doing that, man. That's cool.
Congratulations, bro.
Absolutely. We got what? Forms left?
No,
we want to talk about forms. That's what it was. It was the deviation on the forms. Yep. Man, we got my favorite. We can talk about this subject all day. Favorite one.
Oh, favorite?
Oh, yeah.
Favorite karate movie.
Favorite karate movie. Now, there are a plethora. And for different times and different reasons in my life. I have to say number one is The Karate Kid. Not for it's my favorite, not because it has the best karate in it, but because
it doesn't.
Garbage.
Yeah.
But it's my favorite movie in the world because it got me into karate. I wanted to be Daniel's son. I remember my mom. We wasn't super up there. So we went to the Salvation Army and we found a karate gi. It was like $1.50, Salvation Army. So my mom bought me a karate gi with an ATA patch on it, and I grabbed a random white robe or some joint, and I wore that joint to my first preschool. And my mom called and was like, hey, I got a son, just first day, his name is Chris. We don't got nobody named Chris on his first day. We got a new kid, his name is Daniel something or other. Is it Daniel son? Yeah, I think that's what it is. Say, Chris, get over here. And sure enough, they called my name and I went over there. They're like, oh, we thought his name was Daniel son. Yeah, you ever seen The Karate Kid? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So, I mean, that.
Top five.
Game of Death. Going up the pagoda, challenging all levels, learning that it doesn't matter what style you are, as long as you can adapt to what's going on, you can beat the man with no style. That speaks to me. I've watched it at different points in my life to see that and to really live it. Best of the best, no question.
There we go.
No question.
There we go.
No questions. The Last Dragon. No question. And number 5 it gets rough. I mean, we got Jet Li's Fist of Legend, Fearless Hyenas, Jackie Chan's. I mean, you got the Rumble in the Bronxes. You got the 5 Deadly Venoms, which to me is a classic. The 36 Chambers. I mean, you got all the old Bruce Lee movies. All the other ones. Chinese Connection, Way of the Dragon, Enter the Dragon. I mean, we can go on and on with Bruce.
What's that 5th one, man?
Oh my God. Might laugh, bro. It might be Kung Fu Hustle.
Ooh.
Just because it's Kung Fu Hustle. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't Crouching Tiger, Hidden Pooh Bear or nothing like that, but But, man, there's so many good ones. I mean, you got Bloodsport. I mean, how can you not, okay, USA. What the hell's a dim Mac? I mean, just there's quotable movies, but Last Dragon and Best of the Best got to be 1 and 2 for me. No questions asked. Last Dragon and Best of the Best.
I'm going Last Dragon and Best of the Best. Karate Kid. I'm going, y'all gonna laugh, but it's the first Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
You went first over second?
I cannot stand Vanilla Ice.
I don't care about Vanilla Ice. I got to give Ernie Reyes Jr. love.
Nah, man, I ain't.
Ernie Jr. was nice in that. I thought the kicks and punches were better than that. I just wasn't gonna.
Which Pac was in there? He was a Ho Sung or Ho Young was Michelangelo.
Ho Sung, I think.
Okay. But I mean, so you still got Ho Sung.
Larry Leonardo Lamb.
Larry Lamb.
There was a bunch of them that were in those suits. I mean, then you got the Power Rangers movie. I mean,
I was too old. When Power Rangers hit, I was too old, man. I was looking at that karate like, man, what is this crap?
But that was Richard Brandon, Mike Chad. That was all the dudes we knew. WMAC Masters, but now that was the gym. I got the whole series of that still.
I need to actually buy that, but
I got you. But yeah, where you going? You got them 4?
Yeah, those 4. I'm
closing out 5. Exactly.
Yeah, I know. As I said, the 5th one is always hard. Whenever you do a top 5, the 5th one's always the hardest.
Because you got your loves and you got reasons for them, and then you got, these are, damn, that one's good. Man, that one's good. Man, that one's good.
I honestly...
I liked Best of the Best, too.
No, yeah, Best of the Best, 2 was dope.
4 was good. 3 was garbage. 4 he had...
What was 3?
Was 3 when he fought the Klan? And then
Yes.
3 was when he fought the
3
Klan.
was
That 3 fought the
yeah.
Klan. 4 is when he went out and did something all on his own.
Yeah,
It was
I
weird.
didn't-
That was a weird one. I didn't like that one. There was 3 that was better than 2. But B.A. Baracus.
Yeah, Baracus.
Oh man.
Yeah.
And it was like I thought Tommy was Korean. How is he over here with the natives now? Like, you know what I mean? That the continuity issues. But the karate wasn't bad. What was the dang Jackie Chan movie with your man, the German dude? Whoop with the leg and he lifted the coat all the way up.
What?
Oh man, it was a Jackie Chan movie. He had a karate guy, like a taekwondo karate guy, that Japanese dude, and then there was this like German, I think he was German, and he was uber flexible. And my man, he like dropped his coat and he picked it up with his foot and like Chloe Bruced it, and then grabbed it out of his hand and then and started kicking at your man. I don't remember. I'm gonna have to look it up because there are certain parts of movies that are just. Ninja Assassin was dope.
I'm just gonna go with Enter the Dragon, man.
You got to. I mean, honestly, at the end of the day, yeah.
I had to go with Enter the Dragon.
And there are certain movies that, like Ninja Assassin. Kim Do was the stunt double. Kim Do was the stunt double for that. So, you know, that holds a little piece to my heart. I mean, you know, you got Anise and Danny Graham doing all the stunts for Black Panther and Endgame and all them joints. So, I mean, you got to
go for Black Panther. There was a lot of us in there.
Yeah.
Anise,
Matt Emming. There were a lot of them in there. They were all doing different things. And Matt Emming was in a lot of those dudes were in the new Ninja Turtles, the newer Ninja Turtles. That's Matt's combo. Where when Mikey's doing the chucks, the flip to the split. Matt Mullins is doing big things on
all of the Netflix was with the Netflix shows because he actually
Luke Cage is up for Luke Cage season 2 is up for that Emmy for the fight scenes.
What's crazy? Huh. Matt hit me up about that. He was like, "Yo," because I told him I was thinking about getting into doing some stunt work, and he was like, "All right, yeah." He's like, "You come to New York? I'm doing Luke Cage," and I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "How?" He's like, "Send me your measurements," but I was too small to be. Luke's. I got about the same height, bald head, dark skin, but
you're not. Yeah, you have to put on that.
Yeah, to be Mike Colton.
Guy had to get on that Wiz Khalifa, that extra 40-pound diet.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a lot more. All right, you know what? You brought that up. I'm gonna talk about that. Like, yo, what celebrity? There's only one celebrity I've seen that's doing any kind of like combat that I have respect for, as far as like when they're training. What? Like you see Snoop.
Oh, when you see them dudes holding the mitts and stuff like that.
The only one I've seen that looks anywhere near decent is Kevin Hart, which is the craziest thing to me in the world. Like, yo,
with his little T-Rex arms, like how you be?
Like he's the only one who looks decent, like he actually can. Throw
his hands. He's not bad. Wiz has gotten better. Wiz looked real rough in the beginning.
I was like, I can't. I must haven't seen him lately because I was looking at that like.
But like you got to look at the dude now. Like his whole physique has changed. He's gained 40 pounds, training the martial arts, punching and kicking and doing all that stuff. I mean, most of the celebrities you're seeing.
Horrible.
What is Snoop though? 6'6"? What's he? I mean, like he got gangles. Yeah. Most of the celebrities you see doing stuff is like most of them are doing jujitsu.
Yeah.
Keanu Reeves is a purple belt.
That's huge as far as doing. But ever since UFC took over, that has blown that.
Wesley
martial arts up. Oh yeah, Wesley
got but Wesley's nice. That's why he got Blade.
Yeah.
I mean, it was good. I mean,
I've always been a fan of Wes.
Oh yeah,
huge fan of Wes. I watched Passion
Simon Phoenix
like 800 times.
Simon Phoenix, man, Demolition Man.
Demolition Man, yup.
Bro, that's my jam.
What was that other one? It was
New Jack City.
Yeah, of course, New Jack City. I wouldn't even bring that one. That's like
all right. Yeah, no, but Passion 57 was good. He's got a couple of them
with Sean Connery. Sun.
Rising Sun was good. Yeah. Oh, my man. Sean Connery got one of the best lines in that whole movie. I'm a black belt. He's like, black belt don't mean nothing. Hit him right with a thumb in the throat. Man. Tell you, Karate Man bruised on the inside. He died.
Right. That's hilarious.
He's dying. I'm telling you, all week long.
That's the name of this podcast. He's dying. That's the name of this podcast.
All week long. Oh, my God. This
dying.
Is All Stars align. That's the challenge this weekend.
Good. Man, who the heck?
Oh man, that's yeah.
All right, man. Anything else?
I mean we hit most of them. Well, we're on favorites. We talking about stuff. You gotta It is gonna bring another discussion up, but you got personal favorites? We'll just stick to forms and weapons. Make it easy because we can't talk about fighting because that's its own podcast.
As far as what
Like
favorite fighters right now?
no. Forms. We just said we stick to forms and weapons. Who's your all-time favorite forms competitor? Because you're not a forms competitor.
Right.
So I like to always ask fighters and predominantly fighters only. I mean, obviously you've done forms to get a black belt, but
man, I used to run forms back in Michigan. Man.
I know there's a lot of famous fighters that used to run forms. Mark Canonizar, not Mark, but Mark's a famous forms dude that fought. Robbie Lavoie did forms. Jack Felton did flying commas.
We had
You know,
forms growing up.
Yes.
You gotta do
you're
forms.
not allowed to do fighting unless you did forms.
Yeah.
You didn't have to do weapons, but if you fought, you had to do forms.
So
And if you did forms,
had to do
you had to
that.
fight.
I got a few stories about that, but favorite forms competitor. I was thinking about this because I'm bringing back the top 5 list. I'm gonna be doing that this weekend. So I'm gonna run into a lot of y'all, and I'm like, yo, I need you to record and tell me your top 5 X, Y, Z, and I'm gonna have different topics about which one it is. But
So that's what we're doing at the battle. That's what
Yeah,
you're doing at the
that's
battle.
what I'm doing.
I'm liking
working on
this.
that.
I want to be partaker. I got a camera, ain't as nice as yours, but I got you.
I got 2 cameras now.
Oh, we got this.
I got 2 cameras now. But anyway, yeah. So my favorite forms competitors. Oh, you want my number 1?
Yes. Or a couple, top 3 or 4, whatever. Run them
right.
down because I mean, generational and different eras, you're gonna have different people for different things. I do.
I do. Wait, you just want forms or weapons?
Doesn't matter. Wherever you want to start.
See, it's different.
I agree. So we'll start forms.
All right, forms. All right, so because of this forms, I'm gonna go with the one I like better out of the 2, because I like his one person. Because these 2 are literally like Pac and Biggie. Whenever you mention one, you have to mention the other. Like everybody always.
We're gonna start with them too.
Yeah,
We're gonna start with them
for
too.
whatever reason. But my Mike Chat is my forms. Mike Chat is my forms guy.
Length, style, lines, and pretty versus speed, fast, and power. John Valera. Is that where we're going? That's where we're going.
Always.
Yeah.
They're Pac and Biggie. You always gotta say that.
Chat and Valera.
Yeah,
No.
Mike Chat is my
Is your dude?
Is my forms guy. Like I always loved his forms. Another one that a lot of people don't talk about and I don't think they really knew as much is former teammate of mine, Matt Bowles, with the Gumby legs. His deep
His go by
stance.
show and he did his horse stance.
Yo, Matt Bowles.
Man, and that's a good dude. That kid could fight. That
Yes.
dude, Matt Bowles was
He did all
dope.
3. He did.
I competed
all
against
3.
Matt for quite a few years there.
dope.
Yeah.
3 would be we talked about him, Anthony Atkins.
Oh, yes, sir.
And definitely Anthony Atkins. So my creative,
Super bounce.
like just that my extreme
Extreme,
person
yeah.
would be Anthony Atkins. Oh shoot. Oh, I'm blanking on his name, and I feel bad that I'm blanking on his name.
New or old?
Oh.
Traditional or
He
open?
was creative for his time. Kicks in a circle. Shoot. Dun, 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 dun.
G. Fournette.
Yes.
G.
Yes.
Fournette.
Yes.
Yes. Oh my
Yes.
goodness. Listen, you want to talk about creative forms using your music to match. Oh man, that's what NBA. That's
where it
another thing
all
that
started.
NBL started
Yeah.
with. What they kept you had to do doom 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 doom
You had to go
doom
to
doom.
the beat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You couldn't just be
Nah,
background
G.
music. John Fournette. Yeah. That's my other- that's
Shout out G.
That's my
Fournette.
4th one.
Oh man, that's a good list.
The 5th one, like we said always, the 5th one's always gonna be hardest.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think, cause I can't think of anybody that just made me like, yo. Because a lot of the stuff, the other side of it is the weapons.
Right.
And that to me is the most memorable ones are my favorites.
Your
are,
weapons?
As far as my weapons, yeah. And I'll probably have to come back to the 5th one.
Okay.
But we're going on my weapons.
Yes.
Christine, with that, Christine.
With all the weapons she did.
Yeah.
Broadsword, double broadsword.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, my favorite was the whip, the chain.
When she did the whip?
I had never seen that as a kid, and she'd be hopping up. I'm like, what in the world?
In the arm, and then the
Yeah.
shoot, and a dart would go. Man.
Yeah, that one right there, Christine. Of course, Mike Bernardo. Gotta have Mike Bernardo.
I knew that one's coming.
Of course, I already mentioned John Valera.
His commas were nice.
Yeah.
His commas were nice.
John
I like his
Valera.
speed.
Kalman. Kalman. Because I don't really need to say much after
Kalman.
Kalman.
I'm surprised.
I honestly, it was crazy. I want to get into watching the newer kids because they're doing some crazy stuff with their bows and their weapons.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, I just need to really actually sit down and
see
watch.
these dudes doing thumb rolls, spinning their commas on their thumbs, blindfolded.
And you know the crazy thing is, I have no idea what their names are. I know who and like you say that like I swear to God, I know it's Reed Presley. All right, like which one is Reed? Which
Double
one
bow.
is Jackson? Like wait, which one is actually him? Wait, which one is
Reed
that?
does the double bow.
Okay, all right. You can say that, but next week I'm not gonna remember.
I know.
All right, but,
I'll point him out.
No,
The other one is the other one is Jackson Rudolph.
Yeah, and it was like I'm
Like his dope.
He's dope. But
a lot of these kids are good.
One,
I'm gonna yell at you.
you yell at me?
Mm-hmm.
I'm missing somebody?
Oh yes, she's my number one.
Oh shoot, who am I missing?
Trevor's wife.
Oh yeah.
Go Casey!
Yeah, Casey.
Go Casey!
You're right. It's definitely Casey.
Yes,
yeah,
Casey.
Definitely
Casey.
Love that
yeah.
ball.
Woo.
Yeah, definitely Casey.
She's one of my all-time favorite martial artists as a competitive martial artist, just for her longevity in the sport, weapons forms, fighting, traditional Japanese forms. She did open forms for a little while. She would go to NBL and do Korean forms. She would do everything. So like her, KA, and Terry Kramer got to be like my three favorite people of all time because anybody who can do that much stuff at that high level for that long and rule all three divisions. Shout out to Brian Ruth as a junior because that dude as a junior hit weapons forms and fighting. Brian Ruth had a dope bow for him.
He did.
So yeah, those are my favorite people. But yeah, weapons, Mike Bernardo, Casey, Ming Lu with her crazy weapons. Christine Bannon was amazing with hers. And then that fifth spot, man, Kalman is dope. For me, growing up with him, I always liked Nick Begley's sword. So Nick Begley was the one that brought the sword out before the other dude who was in between him and Nick and Kalman, who we don't like talk. Nah, we don't talk about that dude. Nah, we don't do that.
Because he was trash.
Dude was garbage. Listen, he was garbage at every other division he ever did until he picked up that sword, and then it was just the show, and then the life was trash. So we're going to leave that all alone. So we got Nick Begley. We're going to skip the nonsense. And then we got Kalman. Nick was the dude that changed the sword game. It wasn't just He started with that. He did that. And then Kalman took it to a whole nother galaxy. He watched Musashi, the double swordsman. He started doing double and missed sticks and throwing and flipping and jinging it with the sword and jinging it with the sword and catching it and still cutting you up. Well, yeah. There's this kid, Rashad Eugene, right now from Miami. My man does every weapon. I've seen him at many tournaments. He does double bow. I think he did like a triple bow. He does commas. He does size. He does sword. He kind of does everything. So as a dude that does weapons, I like that. Matt Emming with the chucks is dope. Matt Emming with the chucks is
Matt,
you know.
The issue with, I'm not going to say the issue with Matt. The unfortunate part about Matt is that he was in Kalman's shadow. Because he would always come up just short of beating Kalman. And it was just like, yo, I was on the same team with both of them, but I would be rooting for Matt. Like, yo, come on, you gotta break this through, break through. I need you to break through because I was like, yo, this is just
because those are two one of the best competitive nunchuckers, one of the best competitive swords, and they just happen to be at the same time. Yeah.
And it's a more impressive thing to see somebody do that craziness with a sword. Those two swords like that. When you haven't seen it, but you see everybody going crazy with that.
That's the thing with Jackson Rudolph and Reed Presley. You got Jackson who's dope with the bow. Reed's dope with the bow too. But when you get that awe factor of that double bow, that's cool. Yeah, I agree. My forms, that's a rough one for me. That's a tough one. I love forms. So, Carmichael Simon. Favorite juniors form competitor of all time. I like Gabe Renaga, dude that showed me that traditional could get on stage and win overalls. He added a little bit of show to it, a little bit of flair to it, but he was a traditionalist that if you added a little something, you could compete with the flips. So Gabriel Naga.
I'm gonna go with my fifth one. I know exactly what I'm gonna go with my fifth one.
Who you got? We gonna bump you in.
I never said my fifth one.
No, yeah, I know.
Gandhi.
Daryl. Yo. Gandhi. Man, Gandhi did some stuff in his day. Gandhi was ahead of his time.
Yes, he was. He was 100%
super ahead of his time. That brings me into, it has to be my 5 then. That closes out my 5. So I got Carmichael, I got Anthony Atkins, I got Gabriel Naga, Manny Brown was going to come in and take my 5th over. Manny Brown, Emmanuel Brown. I talk about him all the time when it comes to tricking. He was a kid that I grew up with as a kid. He did things so far ahead of his time that people now are still trying to do the moves that he did back in the 90s. Same thing with Anthony Atkins. We kind of touched on it a little bit last time with talking about Ant's little black book with all his stuff that's written down, the flying side kick that turned into the corkscrew, not the swing into it like you guys do it now. So, I mean, Manny Brown was doing butterfly twist, miss leg hyper, or whatever y'all call it nowadays, where he landed on a 540 leg. Then he would do it, switch all the way through and turn it into the box cutter. And then he would turn it all the way through and then hit one. He did like 540, hook, barrel roll into that single leg landing like in 99, 98 when people were doing round off flash kicks. Chop, punch, spin, double punch.
Get to that corner.
X out. And then ugly 540 gets well, today they are still going to the corner. Guys, for the love of karate and innovation, please stop going to the corner and doing a round off flash kick, acting like it's bigger deal than when you do the TD rise into the double corkscrew. How you gonna do a flip with a spin, land in a split, and then expect people to go ooh and ah because you do a round off flash kick? Please, please, somebody hook me up with this and help me out with that because I'm lost. I want to go to a tournament and enjoy forms again. So, and then 5th, man, probably KA. Ooh, over KA because I always wanted to know any kind of thing about this. I wanted to look like this dude and do forms like this dude when I got older. EJ Greer.
Oh,
you remember when EJ used to take on Nisei Goju? I was like, when I grow up, I want to be built like EJ. Yo, EJ Greer, one of the nastiest from down here ridge hands I've ever seen in my whole life. And you know what I'm talking about.
Yo, all right.
EJ still doing forms like that. But yeah.
Still competing?
Yeah, he don't take out the shirt. Well, he didn't last time at Tony's, but yeah, he still competed and won. He won overall grands.
Oh, nice.
EJ Greer, ladies and gentlemen. I remember I was like 16 and I fought him out of nowhere. And, I knew who he was, but I was like, that's Mr. Greer, but that wasn't like Mr. Young, Mr. Plowden, Mr. Price. So I was like, I'm gonna be all right with this one. Bow! I'm not okay. Which one of y'all hit me?
Well, that's the thing. When you come up, you have to understand you have to get baptized. Like if you're not getting baptized, you're not really fighting anybody.
And I'm going to let you know, all of you cats that never baptized some of these new guys coming up from you old schools, that's your fault. You're allowing these kids to step up and win at 16, 17 years old, and you're not blessing them.
You gotta check them to see if they can.
At least see if they can. I'm gonna give you the first point. I'm gonna give you the first 2-point kick, but I'm gonna try to steal your soul. Yeah. And I want to see who you are. I want to see what kind of a black belt you are. Yeah.
Or and then I can just easily.
You gonna point chase? You gonna point chase, or you gonna like, okay, let's get after it. There's a couple of cats nowadays I think will scrap. There's a couple of cats that I think will just tuck and run real quick. So I'd like to see some of that. But, I mean, I'd like to see the bring back of super fights because I don't think I'll get hard contact back in regular divisions. So if we can bring back super fights instead of just open weight. Open weight is just kind of an overall grand again like we used to do it. So we're kind of stepping backwards without stepping backwards all the way into some realness. But, we digging into some differences when we start doing that. Because these guys nowadays like, and man. And then we have to get into top 5 fighters, and that'll be.
Yeah, we get into all that later.
That'll be.
We're gonna come and ask you guys, what are
Yes.
your top 5 forms competitors? What are your top 5 weapons competitors? Separate people. Do not do the same one. And I'm like, oh no, do different ones. All right. I think I actually had. You know, it's
Ooh.
crazy. I think I actually have some people who actually said this. I just never put the content out. I got so much content that I just had never put out. Like, yo, this is crazy. It's a lot of work.
Runner up real quick though, kind of being in there. I want to use that number 5 can always go in there. Local Atlanta cap Marcel Jones.
Yes, Marcel.
Marcel Jones
gets
had
overlooked
some
a
of the
lot.
cleanest
Yeah.
karate in a karate tournament. Always kept it creative. Never did the extreme division, even though the dude could flip better than half y'all. Marcel Jones, Bojangles, boy, get it.
We'll talk about after. Yeah, I talk to you about something about that.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Oh man, I hope it's not what I'm thinking, but go ahead.
No.
It might be.
It's nothing bad. It's nothing bad.
Okay.
Nothing bad, so it's all good.
All right. And then who's your favorite fighter
Of all time.
of all? Not you.
Oh.
I mean, that's kind of. I mean,
You know where
you're
I'm
gonna be biased.
Yeah, I'm biased. as hell. I'm
Of course.
100% biased.
And it's not out of the realm of possibilities of being that way. I mean, it's. I mean, when we talk about top 5, I'm sure we're gonna have very similar top 5s being from on our tenure in the sport.
Well, see, when I was asking this question, because there's a video me asking the question on our link. I'll post it. But when we're asking this, the only person who asked, I don't think he even answered the question. I asked Avery on camera. It was like, yo, okay, so who was your top 5? And he had the same think so much alike. He had the same thing I thought about when I asked myself this question. My top 5 versus my top 5 fighters versus my top 5 favorite fighters are actually different. My favorite
Agreed.
fighters are
Who I
different
think
than
the
who
best
are
are
the best
versus
are.
who I love to personally watch
Yeah.
are very, very,
They're different.
very
Like,
different.
If you ask me who I think the best basketball player ever who is, I'm gonna say MJ.
All
Magic
day.
Johnson.
This dude said Magic Johnson.
He like, yeah, I'm like, yeah, Magic Johnson. If you tell me my favorite, if you ask me who my favorite basketball player is, it's actually Tracy McGrady. So like, there's a difference. Like, all right, but it's what it is.
Michael Jordan, Allen Iverson.
There you go.
I mean, there's an argument for a couple of people to be in that best player. That's just. People always ignore Kareem, which bothers me.
Well, see that's.
Now, do you go with wins? Do you go with wins and rings? Because then there's nobody touching Bill Russell.
Right. Well, okay. So we're gonna go with
We might as well touch on it a little bit.
From my standpoint, from the longest time, I've always been a Michael Jordan fan.
Correct.
All right.
Yeah.
When I was a kid and they were playing the Bad Boys, I was a Michael Jordan fan. The rest of my family was Bad Boys, teasing the hell out of me, and then the tide switched. But as I got older and I started watching and understanding a little bit more about basketball and thinking about the team aspect of it, what
Magic the
did-
facilitator?
What Magic did was like, all right, Kareem had won one title, right?
Yep.
Then Magic comes in and gets to the finals 9 out of 13 years,
Yeah,
something stupid like that. Like
yeah.
that's insane. Then to win 5 titles and you do it your rookie year. Like, you don't need to learn how to win. You don't need to learn how to play, like, make everybody better. You just come in and you literally make the best basketball player even greater. Like, you literally made Kareem greater. You got him to the finals 5 more times so he can get his 6 rings. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, that's insane to me. And the fact that he made, AC Green and Byron Scott. You looking at all these guys, like, yeah, James Worthy was dope as heck, and
Moses and
all these other different players playing
Showtime
well, and you're
Lakers.
just constantly getting to the finals and dominating over this course, and you're playing in the league. And then you look at Jordan, and Jordan had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 expansion drafts, which dilutes the teams. 2, he was putting up ridiculous numbers offensively and then losing. 3, he never beat the Celtics. I'm not even talking about a series, a game in the playoffs.
I understand that.
Like
Until after the Celtics were no longer.
Right.
After the Bad Boys were no
got
longer.
older,
After.
and then
After.
he took hold and he just didn't let anybody else. He didn't let. And then he took a break. A lot of people don't look at this, but I do. it is very, very difficult to stay up here.
Yes.
Like
That's why.
you take a year and a half, 2 years off, and then you come back and you stay back up there. Yeah, that's a little bit easier than you staying up there for 6 years. And
Right.
you can see that with the Golden State Warriors right now. It is hard for them to stay up at that high level. It's just
Seems to me that you're giving a lot of valid points to Mr. James.
Oh, LeBron? See,
It's just it's
like
it's
LeBron
yeah.
is, I can't deny the greatness of LeBron James. I can't
Nope.
deny it at all.
Never.
But at the end of the day, Magic won 5, got there 9 times, and just was a ridiculous ball player. Like just
Passer,
insane.
scorer, defender,
Yeah,
all
he
around
just-
facilitator.
he just-
Yeah, no, I agree.
He just, and did it to the point where, like, he's just in a point, in a time where it's not as diluted. It's not the game hasn't been
Arguably, that's the greatest era of basketball.
right.
That,
So I
that
can't.
mid '80s to early '90s,
Yeah.
even all the way through '96. But I mean, as much as I love Jordan, as much as I say I want to say he's the best player ever, he played against some terrible teams. He won the finals against some terrible teams. Like, Supersonics were probably my favorite out of that run. I like the
Actually,
Sonics.
Sonics probably were the worst ones.
I know the Jazz. But the Jazz. The Jazz.
Like who was
The
he guarding?
Jazz.
Who was he guarding?
John
when he
Stockton,
played?
bro. Come on. You gave him best defense. You got defensive player of the year, but he's guarding John Stockton. Like, he's not guarding a Kobe. He's not guarding another himself.
There was
Size wise, I don't think you can handle Isaiah.
there was this 30 for 30, and they were talking about. Well, I don't know
Which
if it's 30 for 30.
which 30 for 30? Not the
Not
bad boy
Boys.
ones.
No, there
that
was this
one's-
one. I can't remember what it was. It was something. ESPN did something. They were talking about. I think it was like a basketball story or maybe NBA, and they were talking about this story about Jordan and when Phil came over. Jordan didn't want to do the triangle. He said, "I don't want to do this." Like, he really fought against going into the triangle, and they said, "Look, just for the first 3 quarters, do the triangle, and in the 4th quarter, you do your own thing. We'll give you your space to do what you need to do." And they talked about how hard he was on the rest of his teammates, and people look at that like, "Yeah, that's great," but like, nah, he basically instilled this fear in people to do what's right, but at the same time, Jordan was very, very protected as far as the refs, as far as the media. Because if the media actually criticized Jordan at the way they criticized LeBron James, Jordan got criticized. Don't
He
mistake
did,
me.
but not to the same
point
scrutiny
where,
that they're because
to the
he
point
didn't
where
have.
they looking at like if Jordan was sitting on the sideline mad. Or LeBron sitting on the sideline, man, they would talk about how
He's
a
a baby,
horrible teammate
and he's
all that stuff, but Jordan does it.
He's focused. He's got determined. He's got that will to win. I say the same thing because they always said the same thing about Kobe.
Oh yeah.
They put because Kobe's work ethic, Kobe's hustle, Kobe's this, Kobe's that, but Kobe is only for Kobe. Kobe didn't expand. Yeah, Kobe got 63 points, but they lost by like 12.
Right.
Like you know what I mean?
Jordan did that against Boston.
Jordan did that
He went
all the
off,
time.
and
He
then
went
lost.
off. Oh, great score.
Yeah.
Yeah, but scoring doesn't win. That's
Yeah,
why,
it's a
and
team
that's
event.
why when they look at, I see a lot of the arguments with the LeBron. You can't put Jordan on that Cavs team. You can't put Jordan on that Cavs team and get them to the finals.
No.
You couldn't put Jordan on any of those Cavs teams and get them to the finals. You couldn't put Jordan. You probably could have put Jordan on that Miami team.
There is a story that he is the reason why Kwame Brown was so bad.
Really?
That they drafted him, and in some way, shape, or form, Kwame said something to Jordan, and Jordan just started calling him
trash and things of that
nature. And calling him all. He was saying all kinds of stuff.
Hey, Jordan
And
could
just
talk mad
literally-
trash.
Yes, and then it didn't stop.
He just kept him and beat that man's self-consciousness
They
down.
beat his self-conscious down.
Because I thought he was dope. I thought Kawhi was dope.
And he's not. They said Jordan destroyed that man's confidence.
That's
and
horrible.
I'm like, yo, that is horrible. But the thing is, back then, a lot of newspapers and stuff, and people protected it more, have better relationship. And the thing is, Jordan, I'm not gonna say suffers, but Jordan benefits from the idol. I don't know what to call it, the idol factor, and that's where Babe Ruth,
Yes.
Michael Jordan,
Oh yeah.
Muhammad Ali come in. as being like they
the
have
greatest,
their biggest,
but
but they're bigger than the actual sport, and because of it's all about the Jays and all how he was the greatest marketed basketball player, maybe
ever,
the athlete
ever.
Like, and so there's so much money to be made off of Jordan. Nobody wanted him to fail. Like they needed him to be
Nike
the greatest.
Nike needed him.
Nike needed the NBA needed
Gatorade
him.
needed him. Jesus, everybody needed him.
The NBA on TV, he was just.
Well, they could change the NBA logo to the Jumpman, and nobody.
They would have to pay Jordan.
Oh yeah,
so
you know they're not gonna do that. But they're not gonna do that.
No, not at all.
Jerry West, they're not gonna do that.
No, but no. So Jordan benefits a lot from that.
I agree.
And,
it's hard to get past that.
It really is.
It's hard to get past that.
It really is.
You mentioned Ali. Ali's not even in. I mean,
he's not the greatest boxer of all time.
No, he's not even in my top.
He's the greatest.
He's the one that got boxing in the limelight. He made the most noise in boxing. He's the one that he's the biggest figure in boxing. Yes. He's not the best boxer.
Yes. And he even said that. He even talked about that.
Yeah.
He would say that
he lost.
I
mean, he lost.
Time,
he's like, I'm the greatest, but
how Sugar Ray Robinson was a better fighter than he was. He'd talk about these things. So
Jack Johnson, the original heavyweight. You know what I mean?
Like a lot of people don't know about him.
Man, that's because people don't want to.
They don't want to know.
They don't want to know.
I remember,
that's a lot of things we could get into about the first.
My family was having a barbecue or whatever, and I just came in the house, and my uncle and my dad was like, "Yo, Trav." I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Do you know who Jack Johnson is?" I'm like, "Y'all talking about the heavyweight champion, the boxing?" They was like, "See, Travis knows." Nobody else in the house knew. My brother didn't. Nobody else. I was like, "Yeah, why don't y'all know this?" Like,
Jack Johnson is the first African American heavyweight boxing champion ever. Bare knuckling, beasting, and then they put them little leather things on, bro, man.
He would flaunt with white women walking around there.
He just crush people though. He would crush people. What you gonna say to him though? You just watch that man beat somebody half to death in a 15-round bare knuckle slobber knocker, bombing on cats.
Yeah. Oh, there's a topic. Speaking of that, like there's a topic.
Roy's my favorite.
That I did not. Oh yeah, what is your favorite
boxer?
Yeah,
favorite personal. Yeah. Roy Jones Jr.
Roy Jones?
Roy Jones. No questions asked.
Okay, yeah, Florida boy.
Florida boy, Roy Jones. And, man, but until he started doing the rapping and the basketball thing, like, Roy was unstoppable, bro. The Knockout King soundtrack, baby.
Yeah.
Yo, they need to bring another Knockout Kings back. We need a boxing game.
Did you hear about this? It's going to sound crazy. But the Justin Bieber UFC fight?
Against Tom Cruise or whatever. I seen that on my Facebook. I thought that was bogus. I didn't even read it. Bro, I didn't even read it.
I got something to listen about today. I saw it. I was like, I'm going to put this on here.
I've seen it.
I still don't know why this came up.
They said he's like a Taekwondo black belt. They said Bieber's a Taekwondo black belt, and he trains with Mayweather. You know he trains with the money team.
Why wouldn't you go boxing? Like literally, what makes you think that? I think you get more money boxing than you at UFC.
Depends on who promotes it.
Oh, I guess. But if you friends with Mayweather.
Mayweather should have, man, that's celebrity deathmatch. Right. All, like, Conor, real life.
No, you do it.
Conor said, I'll fight y'all both at the same time for a stake in Mayweather Promotions.
He said, for a stake. Yeah.
You know, my man got to make that money. I don't like him, but he's on that money.
What? I was like, all right. But I was like, I didn't understand that whole thing. I was like, why Tom Cruise?
Is that real? Like,
I don't know. He just tweeted it out. Like, why is this happening? What made you just think like I want to fight Tom Cruise?
Conor McGregor talking about something. He wanted to fight Mark Wahlberg, and now
Is that what happened?
Listen, because Mark Wahlberg owns a stake of the UFC. He owns a share in the UFC.
Yeah.
So, and Sylvester Stallone does too. But so Conor's trying to get a fight to where he can get a controlling stake. So when he fights, he doesn't want money. He wants a piece of the UFC. And you know, man, the fools ain't gonna do that. He just spent $400 or $4 billion or something to buy the UFC. They're not gonna give you a slice of that. You ain't never defended a title. I mean, he's got the money. I mean, he's got the personality to do it. But how long?
I mean, well, at the end of the day, he could just turn into just the dude talking trash. Like,
and I mean, at the end of the day, if he wanted to do that, he should have done that before he did the Mayweather thing. I think because he was on a roll. He won two belts. He hadn't lost in any other divisions, and he's never defended either one of those belts. He's never had a fight again. Honestly, I would have put him.
The UFC fight.
Oh my God. I'd have put thousands down to watch Jose Aldo fight him again.
I was gonna say the same thing.
I lost a ton of money for that on that fight, and it was a one punch. And again, Jose would have slipped a little bit more and hit him. It would have been knockout the other way. I mean, they both tried to kill each other, so that's what you get. Conor went straight line and caught him on the chin. Jose went a whoop and caught him on the cheek.
And he was out.
Cheek wins. Cheek is stronger than chin. 10 out of 10 times. So, I mean, not really. I seen it. I seen it.
I wasn't going to say nothing. I was like, you just talking some, never mind. Like, he's dying.
He's dying. I was trying to get it out. Oh, man. Oh, man, that's almost like a cereal bowl in the teeth, too.
Oh, my God.
Me too. We can look at it.
Shit is not stronger than the cheek.
9 times out of 10. I've seen 2. Diamond Nationals. One of the Studio Unas guys got hit with a hook kick by Hamed Ferozi and did the same thing, crushed his cheekbone in. That was the first year they had super fights at Diamonds.
Yikes.
Jeez, I don't know what year that was. 06, I think. I don't know.
That was around the super fight era.
Yeah. 6, 7.
Years ago, man.
Oh, I know. I was thinking that I won New England's at 07, I think, and then Battle 09, and I was thinking about, man, Battle 09, that's 10 years ago. Yeah. This is a 10-year anniversary. Oh my God, that's 10 years since that was the last time Joe Corley ran an event. That's 10 years. That's a history thing.
The Ruths have had Greg.
Greg and Lynn Gregory. They got it. They got it. I think they got it in 2010. I don't think they did it in 2010, and they brought it back in 2011. I think there was a year where they didn't do the battle.
Okay.
And there was one year, I think 97, where they did 2 battles because they were trying to get it from Freaknik, and then they were moving it to September, and the only way they could do it was they did 2 in the same year. I went to both of those. I went and got, wins and wins. It was fun. Battle. Again, Florida boy, I go Miami, US Open, Battle of Atlanta, Kentucky. I mean, that's kind of your South region.
That was it.
We didn't do a lot of the NBL tournaments, so I didn't do Dixielands when it was bigger. I didn't do I did Slugfest a couple times just because it was Slugfest. I did Corky's once or twice.
I did Slugfest a couple years.
I did Corky's once or twice, 2 or 3 times actually. I did one later on, but I did as a kid. Again, only Super Grands I did was Panama City.
I was gonna say this real quick. Curry got 23.
Oh man, we missing the daggone game.
Kevin Durant has played 12 minutes. He got 11. Oh,
okay. I mean, my call was wrong. I said Warriors in 6. Am I ashamed and flamed out here? Like, oh. I didn't
root for the Warriors, but I didn't say. I had this weird feeling when I watched people watch Toronto of the 04 Pistons, and I told people before this, I was like, this reminds me of the 04 Pistons for some reason. I don't know why. Yeah. So I don't know why. Because everybody's talking about, oh no, I'm like, nah. When it's too one-sided like that, and you don't respect your opponent,
something's gonna jump up and bite you.
That opponent is really tough and hungry and they're gritty. They're not playing.
What do you think? What do you think was a bigger factor, Kevin or Clay?
Honestly, I think, like I was saying earlier, it's hard to stay high because when you're at this top, it's hard to stay hungry. When you eat, go ahead and put them drop some jewels.
It's true.
It's hard to stay hungry when you're eating, and so they were at the beginning of this year. They had some turmoil inside of it, inside the camp, and everybody kind of been thinking about if KD is leaving. So I don't think they were actually cohesive.
They weren't a team.
They've just kind of been trying to get through the year, get the championship, and then just go
figure it out. And see, now what I was thinking was, I thought because KD was out, I thought they were going to play better because that's their squad.
Yeah.
So that's why I anticipated them, even though they was a little shaky at the last 2 series, even with KD out, they play better ball without KD.
But the only issue is that the only reason why they didn't play as well as they think they should have is because Toronto was hungry.
They were hungry. They wanted super underdogs. It's our first time making it. Yep. It's we want to win this. We want to come back to Jurassic Park.
So hungry.
Man.
They got punched in the face. They're like, wait, hold on. So Curry had to go.
He had to try to go off, and then
Yeah,
unfortunately
the first
for
game,
them.
Curry went off and nobody else helped him, and it was
Nope.
like, all right. So then the second game, he kind of struggled, and everybody kind of banded
Yep.
together, and then that's when Draymond and then Curry came in on the third, and kind of helped
Started.
out.
Yep.
And then the third game, Curry showed out like, yo, because Clay was gone, and then they still lost, and then Clay comes back, and then they still lose again because they just couldn't get
momentum.
Rhythm.
Yeah, they don't
now with KD coming back, what it does is, I mean, honestly, the only problem with that one of the best things for Golden State was that best and worst things that they got KD, but at the same time, by getting KD, their bench
just got diminished.
Weaker,
yeah,
and they just kept getting weaker. And like this year, I mean, I hate to say it, but they don't have a
great bench.
Swaggy P.
Nah.
McGee. Like you don't have those players,
guys that come in, pop, and then whoop,
and you got
give you that break, give you some scores. Yeah.
So like, and when they were running before, they had David West. They had like even when they had Harrison Barnes.
Barnes was all right.
And who else? They have David Lee. They had some other people on the bench that would come in. It was like a wave of just consistency, and then the
University of Kentucky.
But now they're so front heavy with the top five that their bench is weak, and when
they need a
break on,
right?
Or it's like,
it used to be able because when Draymond's sporadic scoring is not stepping in and helping them.
Now, another thing was they crowded Draymond.
God, Bogut.
They crowded Draymond and they didn't let him see the court. So they start doing some things aggressively, defensively that help them. And
they're they're so fast. Toronto is so fast without the ball. They're so sticky on defense. They just like you said, they won it. They were in your face. They are gonna get it. They got damn Terminator, Kawhi.
I mean, honestly,
I just come to play ball. I appreciate it.
It's kind of like Rocky 3.
Yes.
The Eye of the Tiger. That they're hungry. They've been sitting at the top for so long. Like, yo, all right, we're just gonna go out here and win. And it's like, nah, fam. Like, we hungry. We're taking this. So I think that's really the biggest thing that they have to figure out a way to take those punches and then be hungry because right now it's 62-56. It's halftime, so we'll see what happens in the second half. But
now, did the East become easier when LeBron moving?
I think the East,
or was just the East got a chip on their shoulder because LeBron left?
I think the East was starting to get stronger.
I do too. I agree.
And I think the East got more confidence.
That is definitely.
LeBron was taking everybody's heart. Everybody was still too much respect for LeBron instead of coming for his neck. And the only people who did come for his neck were in Boston.
Cause
like they went for his neck. They were just like, all right, I don't know what they did with the Boston. That
series was crazy.
They were coming for his neck.
And then
because like Toronto, they just gave him too much respect. And everybody else pretty much in the East pretty much gave him too much respect. And I think even if LeBron had stayed there in the East this year,
I don't think he would. I agree. I think Toronto or the Bucks,
Milwaukee, would have taken him out. I mean, at certain points, you get tired of losing, you
gotta go ham,
and it's gonna be interesting. So,
and he didn't have anybody around him in Cleveland anymore. I mean, he never did.
He always gets these.
He got Kyrie,
and I think that's his problem right now. He's trying to get these players.
Like I don't know. I mean, I guess AD is gonna be good, man. I mean, you should have tried to catch Zion, keep Lonzo. Like I mean, Kuzma's not terrible.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he should have been trying to build those kids up because what everybody keeps failing. This is a team sport, and you have a lot of talent. All right, like it's like this. My uncle used to say one thing that was crazy. Is when you look at a sprinter and you do the 100-meter dash, right? The person between first and second is like 0.025 or something crazy like that. Mm-hmm. So small, but you think it's a huge lead, but it's really not. It's like in
hundredths of a second.
Yes, hundredths of a second between first and even like
sixth. Yeah.
Like it's
maybe
insane.
maybe 1.5 of a second.
Right. So even though how talented Anthony Davis is for one player, Kuzma, Ball, and Ingram are three different players. That means you have to pay attention to all three. If all three of them equal to be Anthony Davis, you have a real problem because you have to have three other players that are going to be just as good trying to catch up to and trying to make sure all these three. And I think a lot of NBA scouts and everybody, talent doesn't. I'm like, yeah, talent, but if you got these young hungry cats and they're learning from LeBron James on how to play, LeBron did better, always did better when he had young
people under his wing.
Yeah, under his wing. When
That's I was gonna use Golden
that.
State for that because that's what they did. They didn't hunt for superstars.
Yep.
They built a team around people who would work together, and superstars emerged.
Yep.
Curry is not a superstar by nature. He's not a natural superstar. Clay is not a natural superstar. Draymond is annoying. He's an amazing, hardworking player. I put Draymond as like a Rodman with a better shot.
Yeah.
And not as crazy.
He's smarter. He's a smarter basketball player. You know, honestly,
I think I like his kick to the nuts routine though.
You know how this is gonna sound so crazy, but how he plays is old.
Yes.
It is not as flashy.
No.
But it is magic in that sense. That he can push that ball so fast up the court, looking for the next person, and then drop it off real quick.
And him being so big, being able to do that is crazy to me.
That's what I'm saying. Like he's not magic. Don't get me wrong, but him pushing the ball and his size, really being able to handle it. He doesn't have a crazy crossover, but he has great court vision.
He's got great vision. He's got great passing. Yeah. He does.
He looks and he sees exactly, and he has a.
He's got a great basketball IQ. He's got a great basketball IQ. He spreads it out. He can score when he needs to. He can crash down.
He's just not. He's not the Flash. Magic. You know what I mean? But his defense is actually better than Magic. But it is what it is. So
yeah,
it's that Michigan State thing.
Oh man, I knew that was coming. I knew it was gonna let you segue it in. You gotta go green, I guess, man. You know. I mean, over Michigan, yeah. Over Michigan, yeah. I mean, you know, I'm a Florida State over Florida Gator, but I mean, you know,
I prefer Florida State over Florida.
Oh yeah.
Actually, I had some cousin.
Nah.
I had a cousin who went to Florida State. First cousin went to Florida State. I remember actually taking her up there to college, which is crazy. I was probably like.
I'll take Tallahassee over Gainesville all day as well. I'll take Orlando over both of them though. So you know, I'm a UCF. I'm a Golden Knight. So you know.
I thought you go to Bethune.
Who? Oh, Bethune's a dope school. I almost went to FAMU. I was gonna get a minority scholarship.
I think he went to.
They have the same.
I think his wife went to FAMU. I think.
Okay, they have because FAMU shares an engineering program with Florida State. They have the same school, and you're a FAMU student or you're a UFC student or a Florida State student, and then you just go back to your campuses for the regular stuff. They share a college for that. Yeah. Oh yeah. That's why I was gonna go for biomedical engineering and get the minority scholarship. What?
I thought you were gonna go for band.
Nah. Drumline is not it. If I did though, man, listen, that's the school. If you've never been, I suggest people come down to the Battle of the Bands, FAMU, Bethune-Cookman College, the classic in Orlando. Oh my God. We don't have BCR, or y'all don't have BCR no more. I said we. We don't got BCR anymore. You don't got Freaknik no more. You still got the classic.
Right.
Come to the classic. It'll be one of the best times you've ever had. White, black, Mexican, Puerto Rican, don't matter. Nah, man. Puerto Ricans, Cubans, man. Listen, Haitians, Dominicans, it don't matter. All y'all can come. Like, I'm just saying, it's one of those things. You know, there's some experiences that you should do if you like music and you like live. Man, ain't nothing better than the classic. Man, listen, ain't nothing better than the classic.
I've never been.
You gotta go, man. We can go. I can set that up.
Speaking of which, shout out to Ross getting on Glory.
We never mentioned that. July 5th, U.S. Open weekend. Raymond and I were talking about going to the Open, skipping the night show, and trying to get tickets to go over to Silver Spurs Arena and go see Glory.
They were like $100. I was like, whoa.
I'm saying.
I was like, that's that. It was like first row.
First, second row. Yeah, right there.
Like, oh, shoot.
It's a Silver Spurs Arena. I actually did an MMA fight there, amateur MMA fight there. Yo, that place is pretty cool, man. So yeah, super shout out to Ross doing big things in Glory. Heck yeah, man! Congratulations.
Actually, before I even knew it was U.S. Open weekend, I was like, yeah, I might go down there. And then I was like, oh, it's U.S. Open weekend. Maybe.
That's 4th of July weekend. You already know. I mean, you know.
I'm not gonna say anything because I'm supposed to have somebody come in town.
Hey, barbecuing. Am I invited to the cookout?
I invited to the cookout. I
Yes.
didn't figure out what's gonna happen. Like, all right.
I know I ain't doing nothing. I'm sitting at my house and shooting off some fireworks and cooking on the grill. You know you can come over.
Yeah.
We might have to do a special live reporting at the cookout.
Right.
Well, maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe there might be a segment. You know, there's gonna be if we do it, there's gonna be a bunch of people there.
Yeah. Like, all right, yeah.
Tournament fighters outside of the tournament.
People's school get shut down.
Hey, he's not lying. We all losing jobs in the morning. Our boss is gonna be like, "What in the world?"
Like, yeah, cause I'm gonna tell anonymous stories at some point. I'm just gonna have a story time, an anonymous stories.
Story time, karate.
Yeah, cause you mentioned Slugfest, and there was some.
There's some super grand story. There's a super grand story.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna have a segment where it's called anonymous stories, and we're not gonna
name names and just say, I remember one time at this tournament there was an event that happened with 2 individuals. Yeah, I'm gonna have to write some of them down.
Yeah, come up with some fake names or something.
Yeah, because I'm gonna
and
forget
if we slip up. Guess what? I'm gonna bleep it out.
Hey man, I ain't never been bleeped before.
I'm not gonna protect the innocent. Matter of fact, I'm gonna have
yeah. Ooh, anonymous stories.
Yeah, anonymous stories submission. Yeah.
There's some fights in the hotel story. There's some. I've seen some people doing some things with some other people's stories. Man, there's some hallways and stairwells and by the ice machines and people who are on teams and who aren't on teams hanging out. Like, wow. Yeah, buddy, that's some. Yeah, that's its own karate Maury Povich. Like.
Yeah, we're gonna have anonymous stories, and
we're gonna lead into anonymous stories. That's gonna be fun. Oh my god.
Oh shoot, we already had 2 hours.
Yeah. Oh, we killing it tonight.
Yeah, we were. Somebody died.
The tape did.
Right.
This recording's about to die, man.
Like,
we had to end.
The camera is so good, man. It's like a 4K camera, like a true 4K.
It's a nice camera.
To the fact that when I download the size of these things, it'll be like 30 and 40 megs. I mean gigs. I'll be like, yo, this is
huge. That's a huge file. But I mean, with such a high quality of that.
Yeah. The other camera I got is like the little brother to this camera. It looks exactly the same. Mm-hmm. But I put I record.
You put them things together into the same thing and be like,
they ain't the same quality. That's true 4K. The other one's modified, upgraded 4K.
Yeah. No. It's the first 4K.
Yeah, exactly.
This is that real.
This is that real joint. So clear. But all right, man. Look, all right, we'll catch y'all next time because we over time, man. And I don't care. But
anonymous stories. Send us. Get ready for your top 5 forms fighting weapons.
The Battle of Atlanta. Get ready for your top 5. So I got a whole bunch of different top 5 lists. You want to hear some of them?
Yes, I do actually. Because I need to prepare myself for some of them.
Yeah, because some of them just off the chain like crazy. All right, forms, competitors, weapons cover. We did that. Karate movies. We did that. Places karate has taken you. Top 5 places karate has taken you. That's one. Top 5 tournaments that you enjoyed going to. Top 5 martial arts actors. Top 5 sport karate personalities. What that means is not that somebody who's in like doing anything, but it's just that their personality that you just every time you see him, you just start cracking up. Or
Eugene Floyd.
Like
Percolate. Sorry. Personality.
I'm thinking about some other top 5.
Yeah, I like these. Oh yeah.
This weekend and try and get y'all top 5s and record them and put them out. So. All right, Chris, you got anything else you want to say?
Nah, man, I just can't wait to the Battle of Atlanta. Hopefully, we got a couple of guests coming in. You guys want to get some training, then holler at me. Hit me up on the Facebook, on the Instagram. You know, I don't tweet, so forget all that. But yeah, holler at us. You know, we'll be here training. Hopefully, got the TDE guys coming over. Jamon's supposed to come over tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Yeah, Tuesday nights, man. Bring back Tuesday nights. You know, he said,
like,
"Watch y'all."
I'm retired, baby.
Somebody, he's dying.
All right, man. See y'all next week, man.
All right, y'all.